out. He's already got someone right over his shoulder. And, you know, this is going to be a banger.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I look towards this, and Oasis are running the Team Heretics composition, so there's going to be some things that they can pull from that. I have always liked the Cypher lock personally when it comes towards Ascent, so them over on Full Sense substituting the Vice is a slight little difference of it. When you're running the Vice and the Deadlock, we've generally seen a Yoru in combination with that instead of the Jet, so it is some slight differences that are coming through for Full Sense in that regard as well.
I mean, the Yoru makes a big difference. It's kind of like a pseudo Eniet that can break a lot of space. So the Jet definitely limits your ability to break a lot of that space consistently, but the Jet does have some pop-off potential. Gravnet is going to completely catch Marky, who B-hops around the corner. It was a bit of a pain for Zeus as both the Arc Rose and the Paranoid come out onto the A site, but after all of that elapses, Oasis still walk away with a man advantage.
Yeah, got to get out of dodge at the moment too and see what Opinia can maybe find over towards the short angle, because it's the double swing at the moment and Zen is just getting rid of him. This is not the way that you want the pistol round to go as Full Sense. You also just haven't figured out how the utility is going to be looking over at that B side of things from Slatham too. So you're dropping a pistol round. You've got to figure those things out a little bit later. For Oasis now, group up, play to the numbers.
Contact. Straight onto short. Marky going to hand out a free haircut to Sephiroth. Little bit of a dig. Not the full bolt shade. Like a number 3 or a buzz. Couple more shots to the body. Marky not cleaning up any players, but heavily wounding some of Full Sense. And Oasis rotating. One enemy. Nice off angle from Tesseract. Picks up 2. And Laz caught in the side by Zind. Oasis capitalizing on that early 2-man advantage courtesy of both of the duelists.
Yeah, it feels like there was a little bit of a narrow focus play to come in from QQ God there as well, right? The Gravnet comes out and it does drop Marky down toward his knees, but he just doesn't, you know, see the player over at Dice, unfortunately, and it gets the better of him. So a little bit rough had he seen the duel and not played for it, but the pistol. Anyways, the remainder of the round, the shots are hit from Oasis as well.
Let us hunt.
They'll start off on this defensive side. They chose to start off on defense.
Yeah.
So picking up that pistol, pretty good.
Some teams double duelists and opt to start attack. Nice opener for Zind. He really wants to farm himself up a dimensional drift, but I like the way they're playing the defense already. Both of the duelists, even straight from the pistol round, are getting super involved.
Taken out.
Double trapwire set up though for any dashing in towards the switch. Pretty common when you're running a Sober Jet comp on this map. Anywho, for the oldest of ages of time on this map. Opinia though, catching Zin's getting a little bit overzealous with that peek in mid. Now the Marshal, can it be put to good use? 1 set of light shields and 2 regen shields on Oasis' side.
Oh,
ow!
Zeus, bloody hell! Just the
lightning strikes.
Legit, you know, just the wrath from heaven from way up on high there on short, ripping the head off Opinia. 3 on 4 to navigate now for Full Sense. Marshall has been juggled for QQ. Nice, has still got a Sheriff, as does Potter. Couple of rifles that could tap some heads here, or weapons rather, that could tap some heads here. Aggressive camp does confirm that Full Sense are over towards B main. Dark cover for safety. Out goes the Gravnet, but they can't contest this
30
one way
seconds
here.
left.
Nah. You got the player over at spawn side as well in Tesseract. You've got these trap wires still here. They're just going to walk on meat right now at the moment. And, well, not even find a single kill. Tesseract finding all 3. Getting closer to that Hunter's Fury. Now in towards the bonus round as well. See if they're going to be able to weather that, because they've taken a couple of weapons. Stingers, Bulldog.
Nice paranoia from Marky there. You can see at the end of the round, he was bottom middle. He was bottom middle for ages. You can see it on the map there, was bottom middle the whole time, holding a line, and then the paranoia comes out onto B mate. And Tesseract, as I said earlier, has got the guns out, has got the 3K out in the anti-eco, which is like the equivalent of ripping the guns out at the gym and then, you know, repping out the 5 kgs. But, you know, respect. As long as you're getting in there, let's see if you can lift some heavy away here on the gun round.
Oh, no the fake clone. See what Zin can do at the moment. If this works, I'm going to uninstall.
He's whiffed it.
Oh, he's botched it. That was hilarious. Now that's the clone. You just killed the guy, and you still break the clone.
No, bro. Oh, this is going to be one of those games. This is going to be one of those games, I can already tell.
No
going through B main clears out all of that side of the map. You've dropped off Potter down at bottom middle. He's going to get onto an aggressive lurk. Another paranoia here for Marky, potentially. He's going to pull out the trap. Gets handed a shock dart there, but does have the regen shields to patch himself up a little bit as Oasis look to navigate this 4-on-4 here on the
Revealing area.
Oh, I cannot believe that that has just happened. See if Full Sense can recover a little bit at the moment, though. That camera going to be spotting off a bit of the pizza control for Full Sense. So you have a bit of a talk. You've also got A main in complete control for Oasis here. So they know this is going to either pivot through spawn somewhere or through market. And with 30 seconds to go, and Trapwire still available, Full Sense might be walking into their demise.
Spotting out that player backside with the Sheriff. Tesseract goes completely unchecked, but still not able to connect any shots. QQ God going to take out Slatham in the backside of the site. So Full Sense, there's a couple of situations where they could have definitely slipped up a little bit there. But as it elapses, things looking pretty convincing here for Full Sense. It's really just a question of how many guns they make it out of the B site with.
Yeah, it's really it, isn't it? They've blocked their own route out towards spawn side at defense side, so they just need to make sure that they're not going up with the spike, essentially getting on out or hunting this kill onto Zeus early. Eventually that wall will fade, but you know that Zeus is just going to be holding it down. He gets 1 or 2 kills here, could have been good, but Sephiroth just swinging him.
I mean, Sephiroth has really helped Full Sense's economy there. Not only does he take out that first player crossing boat, but he was the only player who was not one shot to an outlaw in B main. And he's the first one to go and just dry peek that player in B main. So really, really heads up play from Sephiroth there. Allowing Full Sense to get through that round, which started off an absolute mess. With 4 guns alive. There was a couple of moments there. Tesseract's little whiffage as well, where that could have definitely gone wrong for Full Sense. But they navigated well and will convert their first gun round here.
I think for me, I get interested to seeing how Laz is going to get this Steel Garden online, because that can be pretty powerful in this sort of round as well. Operator is out. Meanwhile, Clone will be baiting the Shear.
Yeah.
So you're kind of formulating a good start and removing this utility as Oasis.
Opens up that B main flank, which they've already conditioned in the last round. A little bit of catwalk presence here as the drone goes through mid for Tesseract. Doesn't clear the left side.
He didn't spot it.
Only spotting out the players on cam, so Potter has a little bit of a timing here.
The camera, though, generally has been sat on it, and I think he's just slipped on through Hunter's Fury to the spawn, but Zind! He's aware. Maybe the camera actually did spot Tootsie's out, but it doesn't really matter. It's falling apart for Full Sense now.
Another 2-man disadvantage for Full Sense. Similar to the pistol, just losing picks as they make their way through the map. Zin very low here, but still converting the shot onto Laz. Everyone says he's retired, but he's playing for Full Sense apparently. Apinia going down on cap. And he's going, Tesseract is going to clean up Sephiroth there. Just as clean of a follow-up round for Oasis as Full Sense convert their anti-bonus with 4 alive. Oasis say we could do one better than that.
Yeah, just looking at a little bit of the history on Ascent as well for the Oasis side of things, and their defensive side has been a lot more impressive than the attacking side, right? Getting some 9-3, 7-5 just gives a good structure when you're getting the pistol round, you're getting the second round, and you're getting a couple of rifle rounds that can definitely go a long way. I can't really say the same to the guys over on Full Sense, so the start here on their own pick, not going the way that they want to assume.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Zeus is in a world of trouble here, my friends. Paranoia once again.
Missed Shocky.
Actually, Marky's been great with these paranoias. 100%. He can go down to a Shocky. The updraft keeps him alive, though. Beautiful movement on the jet. Just being a bit of a pest, and Oasis slammed the door shut off this A main control. Full Sense will fall back away to mid and change up the angle of approach.
Oh, here we go. The peek out into it, but Potter removes Zin's head. Operator down. I was going to say, Apinia missing the first shock dart allowed Zeus to still dance around this map currently, but when you're finding that opener, what else are you going to be able to do? Tesseract at a spot of bother. But they don't look to overextend and find him. It's a very labored approach from Full Sense at the moment.
Yeah, and Zeus staying alive for such a long time has baited out a lot of util, re-clearing A main for Full Sense. Steel Garden goes all the way across short, but doesn't quite catch the backside of this A site, but the Arc Rose will. Out comes the Shorty, dealt well with by Potter. He is really dragging Full Sense, kicking and screaming through this round. Apinia clearing out Tesseract from hell. It's all onto Marky and
30 seconds
Slatham
left.
in an untenable situation
Spike
as the plant
planted.
goes down nice and open on Gen for Full Sense.
Yeah, you're just going to cut your losses in this one as Oasis, essentially. You're not really finding a retake, and even then, so in the damage compartment, you're probably needing 2 or 3 kills to really start to chip away at anything, right? So you just cut your losses here. You don't want to also give away any more ulti points. Sephiroth, Apinia, Potter, getting real close.
Messi starts at around 4 full cents, but it's looking like anything but. As we head towards the tail end of round 5 here.
Last
exiting through a main.
player standing.
Fox picked up his third for the round there. Traded by Slatham. They are really sending it. And the Cypher sitting inside of the dark cover. 2 players jumping down. But Full Sense will once again clean it up. Nice and clean.
Yeah. Surprised Marky just didn't grab that operator and look to re-get out of there. Oh well. Back to the drawing board for Oasis in a round that they can formulate a bit of a buy, but some players will have some lesser weaponry. You're also looking at a point where the operator, well, there's a dimensional drift available for Xin, so you don't necessarily even want to be bringing one out. But he will.
Like it. I like op.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it is
like op
fine.
with the dimensional drift, like because it's like a third gate crash. You know, you get that pick. You don't even need the gate crash up, so you never really need to drop the line. You just you pick one and then you just immediately rip your ult, and then you have a man advantage, and you can get a ton of information. It's like a really easy way to win a defensive round. I actually really rate it.
Yeah, that's true. More in a post-plant scenario though as well. You'd just be scoping it out and hope you have your pistol.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, A main
Yeah.
control taken once again here by Oasis.
No escape.
Full Sense clearing out all of B main.
Oh, really putting in this investment of the refreshables though. Recon and Gravnet.
Thorns are alive.
Progressive Thorns. Really trying to sell some business over towards this B side. They don't
Over there.
break the trip at the front of the side.
Do they ever break the trip? I actually don't know.
They haven't yet, but this is also only the
Cutting through.
second time Oasis has put that front trip there. It's predominantly been the lane and the switch trips.
No, but I mean, can it? Do you know?
The Thorns
I actually
can't,
don't
no.
know. Oh,
It's only a shock dart.
Alright,
Yeah.
easy. Well, Full Sense.
Oh, it's a high trip anyway.
Yeah, high trip. Could block this updraft dash, and when you have the blade speed, that is something that can go out. Out comes the annihilation, though. It was an updraft dash, but the trip doesn't connect regardless.
30 seconds
Beautiful
left.
annihilation into the back of the site. Slatham looks at the dart and unfortunately has no eyes left as Pew takes his head off. Oasis in a world of hurt, stuck behind the barrier mesh in spawn.
Well, Shorty out for Xin, so you know if it's a dimensional drift play that he's got that you got to look careful of real close, but might even just be a disconnection angle from Oasis, I would say now more than ever. Zeus Gorn, operator a premium in this economy. And Marky is already just holding down the fort in spawn, so it's another well-formulated round for Full Sense. Can they remove these guns, or maybe even hold on to a couple more of their own, now as they know Oasis are falling back?
I'm going to think about going for the hunt, but we'll maintain 4 rifles up for Full Sense yet again. Another really, really clean sight hit as they look to even up the scoreline 3 apiece. And this time Oasis, they will listen to the voice of reason. They will save that op and potentially give themselves an opportunity to buy up, you know, whether it's sheriffs and armor or like a shoddy or something like that. Couple of little things around the op. And try to
30
as
seconds.
well.
Yeah. I think the thing for me, you're getting a bit of a good read as Full Sense on how these defensive rounds are being played with at the start, though, right? You're having a bit of this util invested in towards B main to try and break out where your shear is, courtesy of Zin's clone and a couple of shock darts, and you're having on the A main side of things the one-way dart cover and a push-up or a wine slot. Right? So in this sort of timeout, you can start to get the picture as Full Sense on, well, where do they want to try and challenge? You've got this deadlock with the Gravnet. That can be a recipe for finding some good A main clearance. They could use that. They could look to formulate a bit of an A hit. You know, that's a possibility.
Yeah. See what Oasis come up with. The rounds that they've been most successful is where they've been able to find a pick in the early to mid round, which sounds obvious, but particularly when you're playing this double duelist, when it's a jet in the double duelist, that's where you really need to be finding some fragging impact early on. Like, you can definitely play for retake in even man situations when you're playing things like Neon Yoru and you have more die potential. Jet Yoru, it's still decent. Like, you still can't cloudburst dash your way back into the site, but it's only good if you get like the right execution off the first time. The Neon, you know, you can run in and with the fast lane, and you can kind of have a little bit more adaptability with where you want to try to re-entry the site. With the jet, it's like, I am cloud bursting and dashing here, and if that's not correct, then
Oh, that's a headache for Zins there. You do not like to see that.
Tesseract feeling very environmentally conscious. Gonna recycle the old lads. Was holding for the low angle, and as such will be punished by Zeus, evening up the numbers on a little bit of a Durka walk down cat there.
A little light tickling towards him, however, so it is this A-main approach for full sense that they want to maybe start to get in a little bit more snappy. Get that plant down, get that wall broken though on the side of Oasis to start to contend with any semblance of an idea on the retake, because Billy, you've got some sheriffs in this retake and a vandal and an operator in a situation where you can't get out the op in the next round as well.
So it's getting active though. Cam in hand, no pictures allowed. Sephiroth denying that one outright, and now it's very awkward without any heaven control. Oasis completing this retake. Paranoia with a dark cover, and Pina swinging off the contact, and Oasis once again saving the op for what feels like the third or the fourth or the fifth time. At least Tesseract will take one with him this time.
Yeah, Potter should have been expecting that little play to come on out, but the hunt is on. They know it's the operator charged to be saved. Tessa, oi, what is that?
Sorry guys, I hit the reverb on my DJ decks. My bad. I don't know if that went through on stream or not, but yeah, that's my bad, guys. I thought I'd throw a little Valorant remix in there. Oasis, they're really being put to the sword these last couple of rounds, particularly Potter. You know, he's only 6-6, but I feel like every single kill he's having is super high impact. It's like an opening kill or the most important kill in the round every time.
For sure.
Here.
Yeah, it is that A main play that I was talking about before, right? The grav net that they can throw in to try to start to layer in an approach. It's going to be the one-to-one. You lose Zeus on the defensive side, but I think more importantly here, you lose your smokes on the attack. Sephiroth down kind of changes the way in which you're trying to get in towards one of these sites.
Yep. Oasis need to be cognizant of that. They need to start playing positions where they, you know, you're seeing it's already from Zin. He's quite able to just play that heaven line where there would usually be a smoke. You see Marky quite happy to be sitting in tree there. These angles become a lot more viable, which makes it much harder to actually tackle this straight up side approach. And as such, full sets will opt to fall back into spawn. The problem is that they've lost a lot of map control. Tesseract is pushed into an amazing position down bottom mid here. This is a great spot for him to be. Now you're getting a rotation here for full sense into the full setup of Slather.
If he hears it, it's a good coordination to the team to get on over with 30 seconds to go, because the way that you're getting into this side as full sense is the Gravnet, Recon,
30 seconds left.
And maybe even an Arc-Raise combo, right? Blinding and crouching your opponents and throwing a little bit of this utility with guns up for Potter to get in. So you kind of need to scan and stun what you can.
Dart at the ready. Slather under pressure now. Not able to actually connect on the dart. He's cooked that one. Now he's under a lot of pressure. Hunter's Fury doesn't clean him up, but Potter will. 6 seconds on the clock. They're able to get in, but they're under a lot of pressure here, Dion. The Dimensional Drift is already ripped, and Tesseract is now the Pinya.
Oh, QQ God just going to be placing a sensor onto the site as well. The flash not going to work out for Zind. He didn't have his teammates to even get a crossfire with him in the retake, and these crossfires, I talk about them, they're a little bit more better placed for full sense. Now Tesseract spotted at the stairs. QQ God still with the sensor, but it's the swing out from Potter before that could even play. Full sense, despite losing their smokes real early on, managed to overwhelm into B.
Yeah, Slather's having a tough time holding that B site, for sure. Like, that's where your Cypher needs to know exactly what setup he's playing. That's the second time I've seen him either be distracted or with the bar, and not really playing in his cages effectively enough, especially when you have the Dimensional Drift and the Omen coming in on the rotation with the Paranoia. All you need to do is just buy time for the Flood there, but he just completely whiffs it and goes down early.
Rough scenes for sure. See if Tesseract is going to be able to balance that out over at this B site, where he'll lean toward. Still the one way over at A main with a bit of a spot from Zind, but on this eco round, Pilski, this is the chance of full sense to really start to steam ahead on this attacking side. Get 6 at least, build up your econ there. I mean, I say build up their econ. You're nearly maxing on QQ God.
Here.
Bank of Thailand right now for him. Full sense. Got some B main control. Drone goes into mid. clears all of that out. Does not see a soul for Oasis, and they will be able to aggress on mid from both Catwalk as well as the Jet in middle. Does have the Blade Storm. Creep out, try contact, straight out into boat shed. Tesseract somewhat ready for it, trying to buy time for some more players to get involved in the action. Out comes Zeus from spawn side with a couple of blades. Only one left in the clip as the Hunter's Fury gets pulled here.
Oh, Tesseract going to be finding Sephiroth now. It's the back of the boat for Slatham. See what he can do. Oh, Potter, he's missed the option. And now he's got a gun. Can the Outlaws shine at this close angle? Yes, it can. Oh, my word. Another no-scope attempted. Not going to work. A 2 versus 2. And a Zeus that has 1 blade is still available, I believe. Wants to be able to find a weapon. You would assume some damage. Maybe the blade can get it, but no. Just whisk through the head of Apinia.
Spike planted.
Over the classic Zeus. He really wants a gun, but there's just none around him, I don't think. They're all down on the site.
How good is the Team Secret Classic? That's my question. Can it dismantle a double backside setup? A wall of cloudburst deployed for Zeus to cross. Now he's got his hands on a Vandal. Laz ready to swing off of Apinia's contact. Tucked himself back into the left side corner. It's a good setup. Behind the boxes, Zeus definitely could have isolated that 1v1, but Apinia's a little sharper. 6 for full sense.
Well, some damage delivered from Oasis, I'll say, but again, it's the Bank of Thailand that you're talking about, right? They're swimming in cash at the moment over on the attacker's side. And there was even investments. 2 ultimates that go wayward for Oasis. The Blade Storm and the Hunter's Fury. Yeah, there's damage, but those are some pretty impactful ults, especially that Hunter's Fury. Now you don't really need to contend with it all on Full Sense's side. 1 away from an annihilation, 2 from the Steel Garden. They're setting themselves up for a pretty half.
I can't even blame Tesseract. Like, he's playing a good game. He connected one on the Hunter's Fury into a round that potentially could have been set up to be winnable. It just feels like the rest of Oasis are falling flat in the individual department, which, you know, you can't afford to be doing number 1 against Full Sense, number 2 when you're playing double duelists on a set.
Well, an important rifle round for Oasis, no matter which way you slice it. What a flash, but it doesn't really result in too much, does it? Zeus on a QQ got as a exchange with the cocoon, but he needs to find some more at the moment, and he just can't do it. What a shot from Sephiroth, the savior, onto his teammates. 4 versus 3.
Sense cutting sound, knowing that Oasis with a man disadvantage might want to try to get active and make a play somewhere. I'd be correct about that. Sid's not feeling the need to push the issue into A main here, though. This is what we were talking about in the previous series, that we wanted to see. Who was it? I can't even remember which team was up 3v2. I believe it was actually Sharper. So Full Sense definitely showing
30
that
seconds left.
they are the more disciplined Thai squad. Slatham able to take it from Heaven's side. Gonna try to change the scale out. Tesseract's been good, but not good enough in that situation. And once again, Slatham fails to hold down a site. Sephiroth for 4. Full Sense are in complete control of this attacking side.
Yeah, that gigantic sword is just slicing and dicing around for him at the moment. Some good protections, as I said. The paranoia from him as well, I thought was superb, right? It put Zeus in a sticky spot around the back to dance around. Maki, rather, as well.
Fast from QQ God. It's like,
oh, yeah.
It's like he was so ready for some kind of trap there and had his finger on the ult button. Very heads-up play from him.
For me as well, it's the silent approach for Full Sense there, where they do wait for the recon as well, right? So they're just very level-headed in how they want to be using this utility. When they use it, see what you can find, otherwise reset and wait for it to come back again. You know, they're giving themselves a beginning, a middle, and an end of a round, essentially, with how the utility refreshes.
Big trap prepped here by Oasis. Dart is being held, but Zind is already dead. Full Sense just ripping the heads off of Oasis right now. Like I'm watching a bloody praying mantis. Marky, stinger in hand in a close angle, gets distracted by Potter. Full Sense are just way too confident right now, and there's nothing for Tesseract to do in the back of the side either. Oh my lord, this started competitive. After I watched the pistol, I was getting excited about this game, but Full Sense are slamming.
Yeah, me too. Very quick round to come out from Full Sense with a bit of investment from Oasis there.
Last round,
even into a stacked site, by the way.
Yeah.
Last round of the half now.
Just folded
and
them.
what's the... Yeah. I mean, they were all individual duels, essentially, when you think about it as well, right? First, the Yoru falls, then they're getting in a little bit layered. Like, I think that's a bit of the problem for Oasis there. There was actually no double swinging, immediate trades. It was all one by one.
No util except for a shock dart off the roof, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call a trap play. I don't know.
No. You when you're not comboing it with anything that's vulnerability-wise, right? And no paranoia.
You're going to need a little bit more depth than a shock dart off the roof, essentially, to win a half fight. That's might be a crazy thing to say, Dion. But, look, Full Sensor once again wrestle control of A main. They're continuing to just 4-1 or 5-0 pretty much every round.
Oh, this is a false. This is a false sense of security at the moment too. The drone just went and cleared out all of B main and spotted nothing. So you start to see a little shifting around the map and repositioning for Zeus, getting towards the main choke as well, where they think that things might be tending towards. You still got the spot for Marky over at Tree, but I'm looking towards this being a classic fake sell from Full Sense. You got Laz with the Steel Garden coming over towards this side of B, where he can flash as well with the Arc Rose. You got Potter here too as they gain this B main control. Again, as I say, just classic fake sell, and it's hook, line, and sinker. There's no way Oasis read this as a fake.
I mean, Steel Garden flushes out the side, even though you do have a couple of trips ready to go. You can't isolate the Jet, and exactly like you said, it is a complete fake. What a salesman that Potter is. He could sell me a bloody fridge right now. Unfortunately, he's dead. Full Sets now in a 4-on-5, but a full control of the A site with the deadlock alive in the afterplan is going to be tough to navigate.
Spike planted.
There's a flank though. The flank of the flank. You don't need to move as a Pinya. You can drone, you can play, you can wait for Laz, who's creeping up behind to join the party. Not read by Marky whatsoever, but you gotta remember, the Steel Garden was just used over a B. You knew he was somewhere surrounding in a possible position there. Regardless, 4 versus 4.
Aggression on Heaven. Sephiroth is just way too good on these post plants. That's another 2K from him. And now Oasis find themselves in a very similar position to earlier. Isolated from every angle, trying to force their way through Tree, and it's not going to work for them this time either.
Switching sides.
I don't know how many that was at the end of the half in a row. 8 in a row or something like that. Let's see if they keep that momentum going as we head into the halftime break here.
1 enemy remaining.
A 4-1 up, bro. Oh yeah, a very long way. Oh, sorry, 3-1 up. We're a very long way away from that now.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're just a little talking about it, right? It was the pistol round the secondary round and then 1 round after the fact. And that was kind of it. A couple of closies from Oasis, but nothing that was pass mark. See if their attacking side now is going to be better with this double duelist line that they go into the A site with. An opener for sure, but this is where you start to get into a bit more depth with this mid position that's expected by Laz. And a possible 4v3 retake unless Oasis hunt for something. Might not go their way.
Oh, Door getting chipped away at Zeus. Was going to try to go for an aggressive peek on Heaven side, but is repositioned to top gen. Laz once again trying to get active on the flank. This time on the defense. Finds a perfect timing. Unfortunate for Tesseract to turn around. Zeus gets cleaned up elsewhere, and Marky can get nothing done. 3K for Laz. Full Sense will not lose the second pistol as they move up to double digits.
Yeah, I feel like that might become a little bit more difficult for the guys on Oasis. They get the plant, so maybe do they consider going for a 4 spy in the next round with some stingers? But then you also just got to remember, there was no damage. 1 kill? That doesn't give you any confidence that a little force up of some stingers and such are going to work. So a Marshall and some Sheriffs at best for sure.
1 enemy
Things going quite handsomely for Full Sense now. There's kind of no nonsense when the side is overwhelmed and the double duelists just drop in. Doesn't work out. Feels like a bit flat, Pilsy.
This ascent pick going excellent for Full Sense right now. Oasis, not much to work with in this round. Sheriff Marshall. Dart will push it into way, forces out the gate crash. It's going to be very
I wonder for
Oasis to attack into Vice Deadlock.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
Especially with only single unit. Like, I mean, to be fair, the Yoru will have a fair bit against the Deadlock.
Yeah, it's almost like we both do analysis on this game. Contending with an agent comp that you've not gone against before.
Sweating bullets in the corner there. Marshall shots just ringing out. Has found one. The judge, under a lot of pressure, moving caught by GrabNet as well. Opinio was only 2
One
points
enemy
clear, and
remaining.
that's good enough to find that
Ace.
Tesseract apparently. Full sense flooding on in. Oasis never made it past the tree doorway, even though
There's
I
no
feel like
need
they
for the
kind of
enemy to
had
suffer.
an angle to
Kill
try to
them
come
fast.
in there on that eco round. It
Yeah.
just took way too long.
The sheriffs, I mean, they can wallbang anyone that gets downed at the switch, right? Like, you're grav-netted, unfortunately, by your teammate, I believe, there, and you just can't get out as Sephiroth. So,
Okay,
bit of an
right,
interesting
that's
one.
I'm really gone. That's
One
since
enemy remaining.
The GrabNet was
Team
actually
Ace.
that connected onto Sephiroth caught all
Yeah.
of Oasis, so they couldn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Do or die time in this map, though, Pilsky, for Oasis.
That is dirty. You're already up
Oh, where,
11-3
though?
and you're doing them like that. Like, come on, Sephiroth, bro. That's just slack.
QQ got at the ready as well with GravNet for any utility calls or any timing calls. Oasis expecting something here, but he's just going to think the better of it. Now, let's see what Sephiroth can do with this judge.
Look,
Damn.
that's more than good enough. The barrier mesh dropped behind him as a bait. He took one and some serious change. Zid very low. As the drone
They can't
moves
even
out.
choose who's breaking the barrier mesh. Zind is starting to shoot it, and Tesseract's blocking his retreat.
Outlaw now getting involved in the mix. Couple of players to find. Marky or Zind would be the player you'd want to, and Potter does exactly that. Now you've lost the Yoru. Both of your duelist entries are Dunsky. So now we got to
Yep.
be getting a little bit drier in this round. Try to cause
I mean,
some
you
friction.
can't go A, can you? At all. Sensors, thorns, sheer at the front. They hear a sensor towards mid, so it's going to be a B-split angle.
30 seconds left.
Standing ahead.
The grab net at the ready. Going to be pushed off by the Sova Dart. Opinia has his own as well that he can offer for the deadlock support at
Scanning
the back. Page will cover the spawn cross. Does the dart scan anyone? It does actually scan one on site. The paranoid does catch HQ. He's all alone in the back of the site. There's no support.
One
Where are
enemy
the rest
remaining.
of full sets? Well, that's the answer for you. Opinia from stairs. Playing perfectly off the turtle in the back of the site from QQ. I mean, that's what we
Match
wanted to
point.
see from Slathen on
Their
the
winter
Cypher
has come.
last
Very done.
half. That's how you anchor the B side. Bro, it was impossible to dig out a road there. Sorry, back side rather.
One enemy remaining.
Well, it goes from bad to worse here, you feel like, for the guys over on Oasis. That's the bonus round converted, so they got a little bit of a last-ditched effort to see what damage can be delivered now for the remainder of this map. But I gotta say, there's just been a switch that has been flicked, it feels like, at some point on Full Sense's side. Very aware, very alert.
I mean, Marshall alone forcing that point is not where you want to be. That's an incredibly sad sight. This skin is just outrageous as well. Potter's got the Outlaw out. Couple of light armors that he could potentially find. In fact, 4 players he'd want to be looking for there. You even have a glass cannon rifle on Zeus. He's on the deep info line.
Starting to navigate together and piece up where you can find these players, though. You've baited out the shield that's moved its position in towards mid,
teleport.
so I guess that's one little thing. But this aggression towards B main. Oh, I thought that Slathen wasn't going to get anything, so he's at least, you know, trying to do what he can.
Yeah, they know Moses is B main as well. Trying to try to isolate him, but that's where the Sonic Sensor keeps him alive. Beautiful dart to follow up from Opinia as well, able to spam one through that dart cover on spawn side. Now a 2-on-3 for Oasis,
30
but
seconds
the
left.
spike is dropped in market.
The spike.
Picked up by Marky from Logs at least. Refresh of the dart cover. Very nearly takes out Opinia straight through that smoke. Paranoia from bottom middle there from Sephiroth, as well as a smoke on B main. Allows to Full Sets to secure control of boat.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
Oh, they managed to, well, get the plant, but they don't manage anything else after that, unfortunately. I was hoping we'd see a little bit more from Oasis when they got a little bit of that damage in the spray towards spawn.
I want to see what they're going towards. Honestly, I can see this map kind of playing like old Sunset in some ways, where you can like dizzy up over the top of mid and go for some of these like side exits where you try to get a plant in on B. So, look, I can see it, but I still don't think it's going to be good. Happy to be proven wrong. for Oasis, it looks like they're also going to be playing the same kind of comp. They are playing Viper fights, so look, their defense should be looking good here. Defense start rather on their map pick with this kind of comp. You should be cooking.
Yeah, I mean the composition that Oasis are running is like one of the most common ones currently in this map, right? So you're expecting to see some normal things come out from them in this contact play over at B. Zen is going to have to get some assistance from Tesseract, who's opted to go Ghost Prowler instead of a Seize, which we're seeing a lot of teams actually adopt to go full util on the fade in a couple of these pistol rounds.
Streamline a retake. Stopping power in the chokes, which is why Potter's able to slide straight into sight and take Tesseract's head off. QQ to follow up very nicely there, and Zin, who was meant to be the side anchor, really just hasn't had a chance to even get involved here.
No, now they have to switch to a retake where they can use his wall, but even then you've still got Marky alive, right? That's playing on the Omen, so you want to see these little refreshables start to be used and where you're looking to clear on down, throw in a one-way to the top of Hut, but it almost just feels like you're not really getting a retake into this at all. Eventually the util will be back. Rapinha on the Haunt to throw on in, but it doesn't matter. He's just hitting the shots there, and well, it's just going to result in a flawless pistol for Full Sense.
Yeah, nice side entry on in there. See that explosive power of the double init there. Your Neon's running out of a choke with a Dizzy or a Prowler right behind. A high percentage paranoia. You get 4 assists there for Sephiroth. Really nicely executed site tech there. Full Sense just wiped the floor with that big site. And if anything, I think Oasis a little bit too split up on the approach there. That was another one of those rounds where it felt like all of their players were fighting 1v2s or 1v3s rather than fighting together.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I am interested to see why, you know, Full Sense are wanting to drop on the Cypher instead of something like the Astra that run with the Gecko. I think that leads into a little bit more of that autonomy field of things. As this little throw caution to the wind play with the pistols on Oasis is going to find the Gecko. So, he's done.
I feel for them. I felt like the trap was very good, but the Dizzy timing was just better from QQ. Like, they found a nice timing to pull the trigger on that trap. Slatham will take one more with him at the end of things, which is, you know, better news than nothing. But I think the fact that they slide into that trap, catch all those players caught by the paranoia, and even a really nice seize to follow up is just all nullified by the fact that the Dizzy's hit absolutely everyone.
Yeah, it's like you really need just good timing on those sort of plays. I mean, the cage there worked a treat as well, but a slight little obfuscation where the pistols can't get the damage in the chaos too. So that was kind of reacted from Laz very quickly there. Now in towards the bonus round. CF Oasis are going to be able to get on the board.
I'm out of here.
Quick mid control here for Oasis. Full Sense thought about contesting, but will instead fall away. Haunt will secure control of all of middle. Clear out that part of the map. This is where Full Sense will look back towards A main. But Vice is here, kept safe by both the Arc Rose Thorns and a little bit of a... I can't even think of what's the wall called. Doesn't bloody matter. Arc Rose active. Slatham's going to take their head off Opinion to start things off here.
The sheer.
The sheer. Why was that so hard for me, Dion?
You know what's triggering for me? You know what's triggering for me? When it first came out for Vice and stuff, they're calling it the sheer wall, not just sheer, which is its name. It's like instinctively you gotta just say, oh, it's the wall.
Yeah, there's so many walls in Valorant though. You gotta call it a sheer. I respect that. Oh, walking up Cat here. Looking to make contact. Tesseract was ready to trade there, but unfortunately Laz was a little bit more ready. Relay Bolt will zone. Follow-up Paranoia is even better. Zim's now looking for Laz inside of the cage, but once again, Laz over-delivering for what was expected of him.
30 seconds left.
QQ now in a 1-on-2. One off of a potential thrash here, but the spike is down on Cat.
There's timing though. There's 2 1v1 opportunities here if he's going to be able to find a quick double dink on towards Marky, who does have regen shield. He's just put himself in the correct location. An angle not expected from QQ God, and the bonus round will be found by Oasis. There, you know, first buy round into this one, but with losing 3 players, not holding too much. There was light shields to Marky as I'm talking about. It's going to be a bit of a costly investment into this next round. And I'll even double down. The thrash has been picked up for QQ God going into this next round.
I feel like every round that Oasis is winning this series takes so much out of them. Making it a lot harder on themselves. reinvestment. I mean, you got a Spectre
it's
on your
over.
Vice Anchor. That just does not feel good.
Yeah.
Big stack over here on this A side of the map. Once again, it's a bit of a paranoia trap off of Zeus's contact. Haunt will go up over the top. The Fate is ready to trade here as well. Prowler just baits everything out. Complete disengage from full sets with the utility and Thrash and reclear.
Yeah, the counter utility at the ready for full sense is kind of nice. They'll force a little bit of a fallback, but now that the Thrash has been used, it's in no man's land. You know, you want to get that back as full sense. I cannot believe Sephiroth has just goat swinged that one, and he's won it superbly. Potter for the trade on towards Marky as well, and that is just a bit of a shutdown there, Pilski.
Yeah, both teams were super aware that there was just so many players in that vicinity with all of the util that have been used, and both of them just completely dry, devoid of util. The swing timing favors full sense a little bit more. Sephiroth in general has been a sharper player in this matchup. Full sense now using that man advantage, playing things by the numbers. We'll look to try to go towards this big site, and unless Sin goes absolutely nuclear here, this should be around for full sense.
Here. You've already got a rotation starting to come out from Tesseract, but I think by the timing it might be a little bit too late to get the Haunt and the Prowler on in. The Thrash actually, of course, re-picked up, and that's just going to swim its way into the site. There goes Zin, detained, and even the shots from Opinia are just going to get the nice 90-ish degree flick. Well done for Full Sense there.
QQ was so aware then, again with the Dizzy. Like, the Dizzy thrown out there, well aware that somebody was already caught by the Thrash. Obviously, it's his Thrash, but he's just already anticipating someone from Oasis to be swinging off Zin getting peaked here. Yo, he's got
extra
a fan going. Respect. I mean, it's hot right now.
Extra utility. Like, on an initiator, that the focal point generally isn't getting kills, right? Because QQ God's never been a guy that can just go out and get kills, right? He's like a solid initiator. Information, recon, help the squadron. That's, like, him playing the role where it's needed to, like, brilliant success.
Quick poppy play onto this A site. Nothing but sheriffs and judges. Potter just pacing himself around the rest of his teammates' utility. Will throw out the fast lane just to be able to tuck himself into the backside of this A site now. Oasis preparing themselves on the retake. Heavy rotation towards spawn, and Zeus sprinting his way over onto the flank, but he's kept in check by a Cypher trip. They're not ready.
I just feel like there's no way that you're getting in towards this side on these pistols when you've got some good angles being held by Oasis. They should be winning this 10 times out of 10. But you allow that judge to get on in, and maybe there's a world in which it can happen. Okay, the pistol's starting to do some damage. The trade's starting to come on out. Can you get that rifle? Can you get the upgrade? Because Marky is low, and it's Marky to survive at the end. And of course, QQ God there for the swing. Getting some eco frags, getting closer to that Thrash once more.
I mean, Full Sense is continuing to dominate, continuing to close out these rounds that you expected to close nice and cleanly. Odin and Op coming out for Oasis, trying to change their fortunes with some, extra weapons purchased up here than just the standard rifles. See how it works out for them. No timeout for them yet. They're gonna continue to give this one a crack with the rifle round. Overdrive in the back pocket for Zeus here in case the retake does ensue. You have a steel guardian that could definitely help their cause.
One of the things that we do see with a lot of teams running the Neon on this attacking side as well is trying to beat the utility that gets thrown down mid, right? When you get a little bit of your team to rapidly throw in their util and you can get in towards Link quick. So I'd like to see a bit later on if Full Sense are going to opt to do something like that as well, because we have seen some mid pressure from Oasis in mid already. Meanwhile, it's just going to be this extremity approach currently towards the A side of things, walking in towards a steel garden. Maybe ill-advised, but timing found. And at least bought for Oasis with the sheer pops. They know it's not going to be a full barrage of players from Full Sense out into the site until this utility starts to get laid down.
Yeah, Mines will keep
I know exactly.
Marky gets spammed out of the Link there. Straight through the side of the smoke. Out comes the neural theft as well, revealing the west of Oasis's position, and there is the overdrive pop, but there's an even better artwork from Silent. He's trying to hold down the site, and he's good enough for 2, which has bought a lot of time for the rest of Oasis to rotate in accordingly.
Oh, Tesseract, he slotted himself in a bit of an off angle at that point in time, courtesy of Zeus's fast lane. But the
30
trade
seconds
game,
left.
30 seconds to go. Do you want to reposition to the B site? You've got no Neon. Speaking of Zeus on the line with dropping and misses the shot. Gets out his own overdrive. 20 seconds to go. They're going to have to bully their way into the site. And the wingman is the third man. He is in for the denial. The swing on now. And QQ God again comes out with the closer.
Rewarded
And the
thrash
thrash.
at the end of the round there, yeah, off the spike plant. So even more success, and Oasis feeling very sheepish, walking out of a round where they had an op, as well as investing both the overdrive and the steel garden, and they still walk away with an L there. That's rough.
One enemy remaining. I'm out of here.
An important time for Oasis. No timeout utilized either. So just going to have to talk amongst themselves in this round on this lesser purchase. No overdrive to combine with the Nightfall. Again, it's this ult management that I talk about. Top echelon teams and lower tier teams not playing at the numbers in those combos. Slatham just on an island there, caught in rotation too.
Yeah, there's been a couple of rounds on the defensive side that Slatham on the Senti has kind of been left wanting a little bit. Definitely has been caught off guard a little bit. For those that don't know, that is a trick that you can do with the Cypher. As you kind of B-hop along, you can tap the cams, so it's like you're rotating and getting info at the same time. Oasis with the 3-man stack on B here. This is holdable for them. They do have a little bit of reactive utility as well. The relay bomb, the paranoia is at the ready. You got Zin here with the Bucky. Last lane goes up, Bucky connects. Prowler will push Zin back a little bit. Marky's sitting in a cheeky little corner as the Thrash goes straight past him. This is getting a little bit dicey for Full Sense now.
Mate, this is just getting messy. Look at all the traces that go back from both of the Nightfalls. You had the Thrash invested, you've got a Spike on the floor, but you've got a Sephiroth who has an ult, so they're just going to flip it away, and Marky, I think he's now just recognized the position. They're going to try and get him. They've denied it. That's the round. They blocked it.
20 seconds.
That is the
Full
round.
Sense are scrambling now. Laz is trying to make his way through top middle. They've got to get rid of all of these players. Sears does clear that close corner, but that's where the TP comes in from Marky. He's just got to save, surely. They're going to go into the side. They're connecting a couple of kills. Marky and Tesseract
no bloody
do
way.
connect their own 3 seconds to plant, and they're able to make it happen. That is absolutely outrageous from Full Sense. How have they got away with that?
That is daylight robbery. That is a night robbery right now, where everyone's asleep, it sounds like. Oasis should not have let that happen. They had the spike. They blocked it. As soon as they see that, they should disconnect a little bit and not give an option for Full Sense to be able to just get in towards the site and find the kills in close proximity. I mean, the Stinger being so close, you kind of understand, but Tesseract, he never swung with the team when they were fighting in amongst the scrap. He played at the back of hut the whole time. Just a little bit of disconnection from the Oasis guys. It should be 5-2. It should be Oasis starting to pick up on this defensive side. But now it's just Full Sense again. Filled to the brim with confidence, you'd assume.
For sure. Even winning the rounds they're not supposed to. Wall starting to wane here.
Oh, the gun.
In the corner, not ready for Full Sense to be posted up.
Cover going out.
And Marky with a paranoia that connects far too late. Man, I mean,
yeah,
this is not it for Oasis, is it?
No, it really just highlights the level of disconnection and like coordination differences, right? Oasis feel like every player is one step behind another, but Full Sense are all together, really.
Yeah. A lot cleaner with their execution. I think individually as well, I've seen far more of these Oasis players just get caught off guard, either on a cross somewhere or with the util in hand, or maybe just not really converting a situation in the fashion you would expect. Oasis, this is what I do expect, though. Corrode necessitates a lot of aggression, even with the kind of a double pseudo on this defense. So they're going to push all the way through A main, all of that out. He's the TP into the right side of Marky as well. It's coming in for Full Sense. Relay Bolt does catch Zind in the corner. Potter will convert. Get his plant down on the site, and they're going to convert the rest of the kills as well. Full Sense just fold that B-Sate nicely.
Save sim for Slatham here. Gotta hold the gun. Have a conversation with the team. It's a bit of a different approach this time for Full Sense in the split that they go for sure, but I mean, they're navigating this map quite well. What more can you say? They're hitting the shots. They're coming out with good game plans. They've got the crossfires. They've got the utility. Layering, just looking superb.
That's a nice mid.
It's like if you're coming out... Yeah, if you're coming out of a scrim, right, and you're practicing these things over and over again, you know, you generally have to have these teams that are adjusting when they lose some of the components into these rounds, right? Full Sense aren't losing them. It feels like they're just being allowed to do their scrim takes over and over again.
I mean, they've just been the dominant team in this matchup tonight. No other way around it. Another round that they close out relatively cleanly. Zeus gets kind of caught down there. As does a really nice side take where it feels like with this double init, like, this is the thing. Corrode does necessitate some aggression, but particularly against double init, Oasis really need to put Full Sense through their paces as they move through the map and bait out a lot of that utility. Deal with the extra prowlers, deal with the dizzy, force out both that wingman and fade utility. Otherwise, when you try to defend the sites, you are defending, you know, World War X. You know, you've got a million things flying everywhere. You got prowlers going into the site, dizzy up over the top. They've got a ton of utility to just dump out onto the site, and it's much more difficult to defend unless you put the attacking team with the double init through their paces and force out that util through the map.
And I mean, what have we really seen in early battle-wise from Oasis, right? The slight play they had over towards B main that they haven't really opted to do again. They lost the fight over at the A main side. They've had a walk down mid of their Neon who gets caught quick switching. Like, it doesn't really feel like there's been a lot of this defensive aggression. And essentially, when they have gone for it as well, it didn't really feel connected together, and they do falter. So, really, if Full Sense are just aware of what the possibilities are, then they should just be kind of destroying them.
Yeah. So what do we need? What do we need to see from Oasis here? I mean, I just want to see... I feel like their setup's a little bit stagnant. Like I feel like I've seen every time this Vice on A and Viper on B, they're always contesting the same lines. Like the heat map would be a very straightforward one from Oasis, other than maybe Zeus, who moves around a lot, and that's just a little bit too played out. Like they have had a couple of cheeky traps, which I have liked, but have not really converted into round wins. So I think thing for me, right? on the gun rounds, I need to see a little bit more creativity and some different looking setups.
What I've seen when the defensive side have looked a little bit worrisome for teams running this composition is spreading your Fade and your Vice and using the Vice Archros as an early point of info. Right? Down the choke points, get the info, and if it doesn't reveal on one of the sides, you start to push there and get a little bit of pressure built towards the mid and the other side of the map. Yeah. Right? Go in for the crunch factor. We're seeing none of that from Oasis.
I totally agree with you. Like, even if you don't take control, like, how many times have we seen that exact Archros? I need to see, like,
what does it
aggressive Archros. I want to see them push A main, take A main control, and, like, not even to get kills, just force Full Sense to use their util to clear that space.
Yeah.
I mean, Pit...
Going towards the Pit.
Yeah, Pit on B, this will soak up a bunch of util, but that's only the Viper there. You know, this is just a Pit one side, stack the other side, and cross your fingers and your toes.
Expecting Opinion to throw in some of this utility, maybe even QQ God as well, right? If you throw in the Haunt and the Dizzy, there's no way you're really dodging all this utility. It's the Prowler first to clear the close angles. You hear that Snake Bite, you know that Zind is forward back a little bit, and he's not even calling for the team. There's still bloody stacking 4 players on the other side of the map. You want to start to get your rotations, and the utility is just push him out of the pit. Oh, hello, we've traded pause.
Oh, hold on. Zind could go absolutely massive here with the Stinger. Has let Potter get into the site. Water's still up. TP straight past him. He'll only find Kukugo, but he's still alive. Spammed out. Laz has found 2 on the lurk in middle of the Outlaw. That is definitely going to be the difference maker. Drops the mural theft. Cage to disengage. In the meanwhile, Full Sense are getting this plant down surely on B any second now.
The hunt is on for Laz, and he's still going to win the duel, isn't he? Maybe not. Okay. He gets shut down. In this sort of situation, 2 versus 2, you got your Nikes on, you're starting to run for the retake, or maybe you just recognize that time has ticked too much already, and you're taking the rifles into the next round as a bit of a consolation prize. Oh dear.
I want Benny Hill theme over those replays, please. That's my only request in this life. Tesseract looking for some exits, some more consolation
Probably just,
kills, but not going to be.
I mean, you know, yeah, your opponents are running away with money as well, so you are going with the spike. You're not saving over an outlaw into a proper rifle round where you want to get out, you know, your operator and your Odin again, presumably.
Oh, I'd love to see an AWP, honestly. I mean, getting an AWP on these info lines on Corrode can be an incredibly valuable asset.
It's just done nothing yet, though. That's the problem.
What are these cells?
Flash place. Launching thorns.
That's a knack, isn't it? I forget what. Is this France?
Go, go, go.
That's right.
Where Corrode is.
Yeah, hold on, there you go. Finally. Finally, we've seen a change up. Vice moved on over. Op gets pushed over onto that A main line. And Oasis are rewarded with not only an opener, but a follow-up nicely there from Zeus.
It is France on the Omega Earth. Trying to be the alpha, though, in this one at the moment is Zeus. Talk about the operator. 2 kills.
Hold on.
So far in the map for him, and he's got it online. Yeah. Nah, there's pings on the radar. They know.
Yeah, hold on, Marky.
But do they know this deep? I mean, Marky's aware.
Well done.
Yeah, okay, good.
Well done, well done. Do with that lurk. I mean, respect to Sephiroth for going for that. Who decided to change though. Potter though.
Oh, hang on.
Really changed this one up. You cannot lose a 2-on-5 here as Oasis. We were finally getting something going for ourselves. They know that Marky is in this neck of the woods. Oh my god, it's falling apart. 2-on-2 now, Dion.
Potter is one away from the overdrive as well. 65 HP. Get the spike plant down. Give him an operator with a single bullet.
left.
You can't miss the shot. But he'll hot potato if he did need to. Here we go. A much needed recovery of a round for Oasis.
Last
The
player
slip on
standing.
in. The angle shouldered on out. And Slatham. He's going to be the distractor. Doesn't matter. He gets the pre-fire headshot onto Laz first. Pilski, man, it was 5 versus 2, bro, and they just scraped by.
Why gotta be so hard though? You know?
Gun here.
Like that was such a great start to that round.
I feel
I mean,
no
to be fair, that
empathy for them.
speaks to the quality of these full sense players in the middle round, man. It's just you can't put these guys away.
Man, that one is a bit of a shocker. Like I definitely saw a world in which that one went the other way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm not even kidding.
But credit to Oasis, I think they completely out macroed them. Unfortunately, full sense are some shooters, bro.
For
Let's
sure.
see how Oasis go though. Op is still in the hands of Zeus. Bit of a change up this time. He's going to take it over the middle. Crash. This is going to be a bit of a set play. Straight up all the way. It's going to be an A split through main. Zeus has found the opposing Neon yet again here though. Another opener for Oasis.
Can't be falling in this one now. You've got 3 players around this elbow side of things, and the sprays.
Nice.
Zeus gets another double in the round. Just putting the other side of the wrap, and you've got the protection from your team. Another 5v2.
Oasis starting to figure this one out slowly but surely. Don't worry, guys. It's a 2-on-5. Nothing's going to happen from here. This should be a cut and dry round for the defense, right? Especially because full sense is not making me nervous at all. Walking into middle when there's only a solo Vice on B. That's totally fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried. Not worried at all. If Slatham just gets the information and falls back, doesn't overcommit to something,
bro.
which he does,
Oh my
because
God,
they sheer timing him. He's in the open, vulnerable to a sheer push.
Oh my god.
30 seconds left.
Spike sticky. Thanks, little man. Looking to try to convert this post plant here for full sense. Flank coming in from Tesseract. The rest of Oasis joining up in spawn side. Still looking promising for the retake here.
Last player
Doesn't get
standing.
caught by the relay bolt, but the movement is very nice from Zeus to throw him off there with the op. Sephiroth 1-on-4. Little Primmy? No, not this time.
Not worried, as I said. Not worried at all. Doesn't matter, Slatham just drops all of the cheese.
Save the day. Easy.
It was in the
Yeah.
he was in the
Oasis.
spot, bro, and he's got
Last
that
round
tie in him,
before
you
the
know?
switch.
But
I was like,
he's
yeah,
not
surely.
getting the 1 versus 4, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a 1v2.
Wall trip.
a bit rough to start them just on the replay, but I think, you know, the rest of the squad did what they needed to do, right? They weathered through all of the damage sent their way over at the A side. The operator doing the heavy lifting again from Zeus, who, since he's had it back in his hand after that timeout, has had 2 rounds of 2 kills, right? So this one is just going to be another 2 kills, and then we're ending 8-4.
Going up into middle, Paranoia, Prowler will take control of B main there. Force the wall up here from Oasis.
Paranoia soon from Setharos to the back of the site hut, as you've got a little bit more of a commanding forward position from Zeus over at the other side of the map. Now needs to get his runners on perhaps, because this is going to be the execute time into the B side. We are Nightfold and we are stunned up. This is where things get chaotic. I cannot believe Potter has just tried to bully through that smoke, having no audio, no HP, and now the rest of his team are also just locked out from the site.
Another really nice B hold from Oasis, similar to that half-buy round. Really punishing Full Sense for trying to force their way through that choke point. Zeus further
There's one.
Continues to deliver.
There's 2.
The operator. Really nice stuff. Marky in the cutout. Not able to deal with Sephiroth. Zeus whips out the overdrive, and rightly so will get himself a 3rd for the round. Once he got the op in his hands, he was gold for Oasis, and will straight put together 4th rounds as we head into the halftime break. Pistol though.
Yeah, I think for Oasis, the pistol round just has to be the start of something for them, because we've just seen this map be very defensive-sided in its history so far, right? A couple of outlier plays from some attacking sides, but more often than not, it's that defense that is the heavy lifting side, and now that Full Sense go there with a stacking of 4 to the A site. They're aware of where their own gaps are. This trap gets broken, you're assuming that they're going to have some repositions.
Already, Potter making his way over towards spawn side. Heavily stacked A side, and Full Sets are not budging an inch. Oasis wrapping over towards spawn side with all of their players. This is a completely one-dimensional play. Cam sees no one coming in from middle, so going to allow Full Sense to turn their attention towards spawn and adjust accordingly.
There we go, though. QQ got a falling back dizzy and a paranoia that goes both ways. I can't believe he's just done that. That is disgusting. It's going to force out a little bit of adjustment from Oasis in towards the site, because they know they have to continue into this one. They know they have to get the plant as well, and that's going to be the time for the rest of the Full Sense guys to start to get activated in towards this retake.
So, QQ with another complete blind shot through the smoke. To check this man's PC. Lazid started the smoke, goes right click for right click. So we head into a 3-on-2 here. Oasis runs to the backside of the halls. Another one for one. Sephiroth on the edge of the relay bolt. Can't get it done, but Potter will. 3k for Marky is not enough, and Oasis drop the pistol.
Trades at that point, that's what you just want kind of as Full Sense, right? The fact that you just held a player advantage time and time over in that retake. It was good. I mean, a bit of a different look to a pistol round for sure, but it does feel like that was a very well formulated game plan for the guys over at Full Sense anywho, right? They know where the wrap potential comes through. It's only a single one as well. All through the defender spawn wrap around for the guys over on Oasis, and yeah, one-dimensional, as you say, is probably an apt way to put it.
Couple of zeros invested in this one from Oasis. Dizzy dealt with nice and early on. This is why I feel like this Gecko really plays like Sunset on this map.
Yeah.
Potter able to catch the lurk there. Oh, do not go through. You will not like what is on the other side of the Alright.
Oh, okay. We get a little bit cheeky with it though, but it doesn't really matter when Laz is here with QQ God, one of which removed. Is this going to be a cheeky thrifty to come through from Oasis?
Need it. They are pretty far behind right now. Zeus finds the Bulldog. Sheriff for Marky. Dark covers back up for him. Sidelock's got a judge. That's for Aura right now. As the Prowler gets dealt with, baiting for the judge by the Sheriff.
20
Off
HP.
angle from Zeus here. But the slide is better from Potter. Cleaning up the Zeus, and now inside. Trying to get what he can done with the judge, but he's out of ammo. Apinya, beautiful Prowler. Cleans up both of those players, and Thrifty avoided for Full Sense, hitting double digits there.
Dropping 2 players is not going to be too worrisome in the grand scheme of things, I think. They'll still carry over some weapons that they can make it work in towards a bonus round. A couple of Bulldogs and the Judge. Interesting that they do opt for that over the Outlaw, but yeah, we'll see. It should be full money and full shields for Oasis, given that they did get the plant as well.
Last player standing.
I'm interested to see what this attacking side does start to look like for Oasis and where they want to put the majority of their forces as well, right? Are they playing this autonomy on the Viper to get out some lurks? Because we've not really seen that succeed for them. Again, we've not really seen them go for really anything because of the scoreline from Ascent.
3-1-1 for both teams, actually. Oasis with a bit more emphasis towards A main and Full Sense being active on B main. Paranoia at the ready off the back of Potter's contact. They're really going looking for the lurker here, but Slather dodging the Dizzy nicely and letting them know that he's not going to let them clear B main with no info.
Oh, well, Opinia over at elbow. I'm going to get one blade off. Have some heads-up plays from Laz, who can't really do anything here with the Bucky at long range, so holding in towards Link should just be his priority. Let the rest of the team start to formulate some ideas on where this round might start to end and then adjust accordingly, because this time's starting to bleed on down. It's just going to be better formulated for Full Sense to really get an idea of where this may end. If it comes back towards the B site, I mean, Potter is there, QQ God is there. There's some stuns and some walls and some slides and a wingman.
It's going to be Potter to do the lion's share of the work with the Bulldog here. QQ's probably going to be an awkward angle on the Sheriff. Oasis
30 seconds left.
Info over on that A side of the map pretty nicely until now. The Horn finally clearing out A main, but by this point we're already seeing Oasis starting to pick up the pace. Relay bolt somewhat dodged. Potter gets caught by Zeus's relay bolt at the back of the side.
One
Pressure can only take one with him. Zin gonna clean up the side. Seven trying to do his best hero out of heaven with the Judge. Oasis, I mean, that was a very nice round.
Yeah, they get the stun on in towards the site, they get a bit of their extra utility, and then they just start to all spray it on down and don't let the lesser weaponry get the better of them as well, right? It can get a little bit worrisome if they do start to take these rounds very, very late, and Full Sense do push some of these extremities to get some further information. So we will have to wait and see if that is going to be some of the adjustments over on the Thai side, who are getting a bit closer towards a lot of these ultimates as well. I mean, the value proposition of a Thrash too, right? To just scope things out and not just look for entertainment is going to be quite nice in my opinion. Going to be dropping the timeout here though for themselves. Have a bit of a chit chat.
Yeah. We head into the first gun round. Full Sense just making sure they've got all their ducks in the row. They are shuffling around their roster a little bit today, so you know that may be contributing. Well, the coach just reminding everybody, you know, what your roles are, what to keep in mind. Heading into this first gun round, try to close this game out nice and cleanly.
What you want for Full Sense as well, right? A team that we're seeing, I believe, second in the points, just behind Motive. Getting some really good reps, getting some really good scores, and looking to get some confidence built before getting in towards Ascension, you'd assume. Already getting the win against Z11, losing against RRQ Academy, which is a game that really only impacts their points and placements, right? Because that team can't qualify anyways. It's just money for them if they get anywhere here.
Yeah.
Cover going out.
Surely a tier 1.
Oh, for Nazi? Yeah.
Sephiroth pushed off the line. They main there. Will prompt a little bit of a rotate from Full Sense. Oasis have done a really good job, actually, just putting that pressure and pulling the rotations from Full Sense pretty much every time over towards this A side of the map. This attack side has got some good structure to it. I'm liking it.
Well, if they just play slow yet again, though, I'm assuming Full Sense to go for a little bit of deeper information. You already see the adjustments from them by putting this Cypher utility over to the B site, where a general Neon will start to, you know, run and slide on in. You get trapped up by those with a good cage or a good timing on the smoke, and you're going to get destroyed. Even got now Opinia rotating towards Tower. Go for the spray if he is smoked off.
A main secured, B main secured, and now a pick in middle. Oasis are really 100%ing this attacker side of the round. I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing from them right now.
Shadows traveling.
30
Be
seconds
interested
left.
to see how QQ Cod's actually done that one. If he's jiggle peeking and then just gets his head removed, because it opens up this little crunch on towards the A site where you got these rotations starting to come through from Opinia.
3 players ready to defend this. They still haven't dug Sephiroth out of the backside of sight here. Potter lies
Spike
in wait.
planted.
Gonna let the spike go down, but Sephiroth there does definitely make this a little easier for Oasis. Potter going down as well. And what looked like a round that had some potential for full sense with a couple of players situated nicely inside the site is definitely not looking competitive at this point.
Looking to save at the moment for Opinia, and he's eventually actually going to have to run into some bodies to escape, you'd assume. One day maybe we'll get these defensive sides. We're going to get a little bit more information on the extremities. Just maybe, Pilsky. Maybe.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, Dion. Oasis is looking like the much better team in this half. They are really working the map very nicely on Corrode right now. They look structured. They're getting opening kills. They're converting these gun rounds very nicely. So
They will
far, I'm
scurry.
very impressed. If they keep
And then
playing
they
like
will
this,
die.
we're definitely going to be going to sunset.
Yeah. I just want to see good calls on both sides of the map, really, right? If we're only getting calls that feel structured and stuff on the attacking side here, it kind of makes me question, you know, on a map that is heavily defensive-sided in the current meta, why are we missing a lot of these defensive rounds, right? Is this just the state of tier 2?
Let's go.
I think it's easier to just organize your attack to be
Go, go,
really
go.
clean and structured, right? Defense does somewhat
Yeah.
come down to people being able to play their position.
Gotta go.
And for Oasis,
Yeah.
I've seen some questionable plays from the individuals on these defensive rounds, not only on this map.
Proactive versus reactive, and this is the former actually slotting forward for a bit of extra information and then looking to gain some ground control elsewhere.
Yeah.
Scoping out mid with the Prowler, nothing super close.
I mean, this is much
Where
better
is
for
this?
full sense. This is the first
There.
time they've had any real info to speak of. And
Yeah, but
they
not on
just
the rifle
stacked down
round,
the
you
side of
know?
the map. Yeah, I mean, that at least they're recognizing, though. This indicates that they understand the pacing that Oasis is doing, and they're already starting to adjust at least a little bit. I love that
Ooh, this
dark
looks
cover
like-
as well, to try to incentivize them maybe to just push into this B stack, which they were going to do anyway.
Oh, Prowler's going to go first. The Hunter's on a little bit on towards Opinia at the moment, but into the stacker, they're going to be able to weather it. You get the confirmation that QQ God is here as well, but a sensational reveal. Fade for fade action, and the Dizzy is in, but it's the rifle round at the moment for
Last player
Oasis.
standing.
That's just stampeding better into the site. That is
I'm outta here.
an egregious TP that comes in from Sephiroth.
Spike planted.
And now it's just Putter.
You miss every shot you don't
Go, go,
take,
go.
and you miss every TP. Something
Gotta go.
That you do
Yeah.
take.
that you take sometimes, maybe. Potter, I mean, not much for him to do. Just a stinger in hand. And Oasis, even walking into a stacked site, they, you know, used all the right utility. They traded each other well. They hit all their shots. They're passing with flying colors on the attacking side right now, but as I
Yeah.
kind of
Go,
mentioned
go, go.
before, full sense, it does seem like they are starting to read this pacing on the attacking
I'm
side
outta here.
and adapt to it. Already putting Potter on this deep info line with just a stinger in this round. So you're almost certainly expecting them
Gotta go.
to do something a little bit better in this
Yeah.
next gun round, I suppose. At the same
We-
time, though, this is where Oasis, I'd love to see them stay one step ahead. They do have Nightfall open TP. I'd just love to see maybe that same A main control nice and early on, and then we just rip a Nightfall TP into backside and do something a little different.
I mean, technically, Oasis are ahead in the ultimate game, right? They've got 2 going into this next round, but in a map that the ulti orbs are favoring the attacker sides ever so slightly, they can pick up them, right? A Steel Garden or the overdriving combination with the Nightfall, some shredding ability
Go, go,
ults.
go.
So we'll have to see if that is going to be a bit of a focal point for them, as the operator does reveal itself in the server here for Potter, and
Yeah.
QQ God is just losing his life in mid yet again.
That's the second time. That's unacceptable. 5
They need to
seconds
plug
into
the
the
leak.
round with a thrash in hand and you're feeding first blood like that. That's not on.
Yeah. Really problematic for full sense. Losing that, you've got an operator for Potter as well with no shield behind it, and now you're playing the almost 2-2 or the 1-1-2. You need to just see some individual brilliant shots come out from full sense here, who are probably a little bit bothered by the fact that they are a player down.
Here.
Yeah.
And the silence again is just going to be ever so present by Oasis, who are Not seeing any overextensions.
Bring
Doing
them
anything
down.
special here. Potter is on this B info line, and we have an A stack. Prowler's gonna have a little bit of a kiss over into short there.
Oh, did you hear that? Arco is confirming that there's a bit of a B presence as well from Slapham there.
They don't care. Like, it just looks like... interesting.
I do not like
30
this.
seconds left.
I do not like this
Face
one
your
little bit.
fear!
Stack. We do have the Nightfall to help us out. They did stand Sephiroth very close. Thank God he whipped that shot. Zeus somehow able to find the entry, and now we're wrapping into this A site yet again.
Every time we see someone slotted into this pocket position, it just does not work on the defensive side. The dark cover starts to fade, and they're just not looking at him. Laz, he loses his brother in arms at Opinio, and it's just a 2 versus 4, where again, you feel it's just untenable, given by the fact that Potter has an operator, no shields. Oasis are gonna, 95% this round.
Yeah. I mean, Full Sense's defense looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. I agree.
The first 3 halves, they have been absolutely owning Oasis. They've been the much better team. But this half, Oasis is really working them. Potter's seen nobody with the glass cannon up this entire round. And Oasis haven't even had to adapt. Like, they haven't even had to do anything different. Their plan A is just absolutely destroying Full Sense.
I mean, if I see QQ God peek in towards middle again for a 3rd time, it's QQ bot, not QQ God.
That's minus 5k, salary for the year. On the third death. The second one is already, that would already be more than the first one is a slap on the wrist. The second one is a stern talking to.
Stern talking to. After a slap in the wrist, it's the belt, bro. Like,
Jesus Christ, man. We don't do capital punishment in Australia. I don't know what the rules are in Thailand, but yeah, that is abuse out here. To be fair, QQ God has been around for ages, so like he knows what he's in for at this point.
Oh, Full Sense are getting abused at the moment. That's for certain. Good to see that the operator is, I believe, not even revealed itself in the server yet. Didn't take a shot in the last round.
That's true.
Oh, the angle.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good old
Right
left
side
eye,
favor.
right eye. Absolute classic.
And now you're caught
no.
before the smoke oh, dude.
QQ, please, man. Please. Oh, man, Opinion. I'm so sorry. Oh, hold on, he's got a buck kick. He's got a buck kick.
Standing.
He's fighting for his life. His whole team's dead. He's going to take 2 with him, but that's where the good news ends for Full Sense. Oasis, holy cow, this attacking side is owning him.
Why are we running before the smoke even comes into fruition?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I was waiting for this
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, replays from the previous round on that one is actually something that I wanted to talk about, by the way. When you're positioned so close, when there's a Nightfall available, you know as the fade, when you hear the ping come out, like to reveal how close they are in the rollout of the ultimate, right? So you know someone's stupidly close when you hear it immediately.
Look, this is a very calm, even-keeled coach that I'm seeing right here. I would be losing my bloody mind right now, these last couple of rounds from Full Sense, I'm not gonna lie. I would be getting a lot more animated than we're seeing here. I'm hoping... I feel like they're getting a stern talking to right now. These Full Sense guys need to wake the hell up, because this definitely should have been a cut and dry 2-0 series, but this has been one of the more woeful attacking side of Corrodes that I've seen in a while.
I mean, Leaf has been around for quite a long time, right? Between Full Sense, made in Thailand, and again made in Thailand, and back to Full Sense. So he's been around these Thai teams for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, the Thai coaching staff even go back before Valorant was a thing. Like,
oh, yes.
Coaching various teams, and he had CBBK for coaching various teams. There's a lot of history there in the Thai scene. A lot of these players very familiar with each other for more than 5 years of competition across multiple games. Oh, scan into middle.
You don't capitalize it. Damn. That would have been a needed opener for Full Sense.
Hey, look, they've got Zeus down quite low. Zeus will be...
Yeah, I have an operator.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, he's not entering anywhere on 50 HP. Bit more.
It is a very passive approach for the rest of the squad.
I mean, this is just the same thing over and over again for Oasis, isn't it? It's just a 1-1-3.
Yeah.
There's nothing different about it.
It's also kind of the same for Full Sense, right? They're not peeking down to these extremities. They're playing back. Usually, QQ God's dying somewhere first, but now he's not in mid.
Like, where are the mid crunches and stuff, guys? Like, we need to get active in the mid round here. This is not how you play corrode defense at all.
It's really giving me an idea onto why the Z11 game actually went to overtime, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
you
feel
were
like there's
right.
a
Wait,
lot
you
of
said
big
you were better
formulations.
on attack, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
we've
out
lost
of here.
Sephiroth. So that's not good. And
30
we're not playing
seconds
a
left.
fight, so good luck locking down any of these chokes, guys.
Here.
Oh, right onto the trap.
Yeah. But Prowler does clear it. Dizzy coming in. He's going to scale in with that. Catches Marky full blind, but Zin trades nicely.
How are you going to get back in towards the side on the retake, though? Opinion
He's
maybe
like
has to use the
down.
Nightfall. That is a Sharpie. 10 seconds to go when you're starting to look for the plant. There's the Nightfall. Are you getting in? You got to wait out, though, from the Steel Garden, and that brick wall is just not destructible. Opinion, you've got to start to go in, but it's the flank. It's what they're for. Time for we're getting a defensive round for Full Sense. The game will not be tied up yet.
Yeah, finally they're able to pull one together. Even after losing that opening pick over towards A.
Push a button.
I felt like Oasis were in some pretty decent positions, but just could not keep their heads screwed on in the XVX there. Good flank from Potter. Opinia holds his nerve inside of the leash. It's good enough. QQ, this was fantastic as well. The cage as well as the dizzy up over the top. A lot of time.
We're good. My ult's
Kind
ready.
of question
One
there from
enemy
Zin, though, it
remaining.
has to be said. Or was it wasn't Zin? Who was that lost the spike on the cross there? I'm not even sure. Might have been Tesseract.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
think.
someone. I mean, you can't be dropping the spike on the cross there. You need to
Someone
just get the spike
didn't,
nice and
yeah,
safe.
go to the site. They more ran towards, like, the halls.
Yeah.
Anyways, problems for Oasis that they gotta have to rectify coming a little bit more forward now as we've got a bit more mid spotting for Full Sense this time around. Link to play with the operator for Potter.
Same main contest from Oasis, except this time a bit of quicker movement from Tesseract, looking to push Flapham once again onto this B line and push anyone who's on an info line from Full Sense over there away. The op is posted up on middle this time though. Oasis not really been active in middle ever up until the point where they split that A site usually though.
High cam for Laz.
Going out.
Should get a good bit of info unless flashed off. 50 seconds to go. You start to formulate a bit of grouping from Oasis, an idea on where they want to end now because it's just another story where Full Sense are not pushing anywhere. Distractions, the timing on the operator, you are stuck, you gotta be bailed out.
That was the perfect spot to have the off though. There's no Prowlers. Both of them have been used for main control. Opinia, even though he's just spamming a Phantom, is somehow found to
30
the
seconds
screen
left.
there. Up at top middle.
Oh, no.
How many whiffs have we seen this round from Full Sense? This is getting kind of a crisis at this point. 2 or 3 opportunities. Finding an opening pick going. Begging the Omen almost TPs over towards A. Potter pushed off the line by a Paranoia. And Sephiroth is going to have to anchor this site. He can't do it. Only goes 1-for-1. Potter.
10
by this
seconds
time.
left.
Spike being
Look at the
tapped
flank.
from Marky, but Zin does flank Potter there.
Oh, Potter rips the overdrive as well, Pilski, just as he got shot in the back of the head. Now you've got a pit. You're not retaking this as QQ God and Laz unless, hey, there's a Thrash, there's some utility, there's a Neural Theft. These give them a lot of options.
Oh, they're going for it. I do not endorse this, guys. This could be very expensive to get a whole lot of nothing done. Oh, didn't even connect
They're
with
just gonna
Zin.
give it.
It didn't even get him. I could have sworn that should have at least got the Viper. That was one of the lowest impact thrushes I've ever seen. Oasis
I
within
mean,
double digits.
They're so narrow focused as well, Full Sense on the side itself, that they don't recognize that the flank is going to be possible, despite QQ God literally giving up the position, dropping his own mosh. Like, these are the gaps that you've got to be aware of as Full Sense on this defensive side.
I mean, they're just clearly not comfortable with the defensive side this time.
Yeah.
And they are playing with what I'm assuming is a sub or a stand-in, although I know Opinion's been kind of in and out of the roster, but I'm assuming that Leviathan is one of your core players. Surely.
Opinia is subbing in for Leviathan. It
Yeah.
is a proper, like, Opinia's not the mainstay player.
Yeah.
This is a nice
Yeah,
one.
I mean, that can explain
That goes
some
there.
of this, but I think it's a bit more than that. Like it's the singular sub on a player that is playing his normal role. It's not really going to excuse that.
Well, see if Oasis are going to tie it up here, or Full Sense will get another spot where they can hold advantage. look for that series point. A lot of early progressive utility towards this B site. It's going to draw out the Mosh, draw out some of this Cypher util, and you're going to have a reset. So Oasis.
Love this from Full Sense. With
Yeah.
all of that B pressure, they've taken A main. This is the kind of info push you need to make on the defensive side of Corrode.
But how long do they stay here, right? You've got the shear there that will give first information to Oasis. They should be close enough as well to hear a shrouded step if they go through that wall.
This is a
So
difficult...
he could be flipping things up.
I mean, it's a difficult position to be in, actually, as Full Sense. Other than A main, you really don't have much info. There's the Prowler. I think does go past the trip. Do have a haunt. A lot of pressure on this B
Potter.
site right now. But it's a contact walk into A. Potter well aware that this is a possibility. Does let the Neon pass. Did see a paranoia, but can't catch anyone on the cross in.
Wow.
What a
30 seconds
recalibration
left.
from Mans over there.
You can't be dropping those ones, unfortunately, as the plant goes down now. Apinya has some heavy lifting to do as well as Sephiroth, who's just snuck in towards main and is holding that one now. Information starting to be spotted out on this retake. It starts to come through. There's that flank play from Sephiroth. Look at all the util he's got, by the way, and the paranoia dodged out by Zeus. Needs to start to get the pressure on. Needs to start to get the retake on from Full Sense. They get destroyed by Tesseract and an overdrive that doesn't do anything. But it's Tesseract finding all of the damage in this one for the 4K to close, and we tie things up.
Oh, Tesseract, huge 4K to keep that A-site post plant firmly in the hands of Oasis. Full Sense, I mean, positionally, they had their opportunities. They missed multiple picks on the cross there. That's where you really, with that A main control, just need to pick that Viper on the cross and play the 5-on-4 from there.
Yep.
Just really too many opportunities going begging for the Thai squad here, and rightfully so. It looks like Oasis is going to sweep up this game on the attacking side of Corrode here.
Yeah, I mean, Potter, that was like the one spot that he needed to deliver there, and he just hasn't been able to, right? The
Usually so
re-peek out from
consistent
Zins as well. And it's Zins to get you.
I'm out of here. Lock it.
Big Cypher set up here. Close enough to flood through the link, but the Paranoia and the Thorns going to keep them at bay right now. Full Sense just hands off the site for now, just organising their retake on the half side.
We'll see what Full Sense do in the retake, see what they can get away with.
Gotta go.
Because you know it's just going to be a strong buy for Oasis in the next round regardless, and now...
I'm out of here.
we start to get the ground control layered by Oasis and the retake coming in from the link location. Opinio, QQ, God, it's spicy right now. Look at all the damage that's being delivered. Hang on a second, my friends. Tesseract biting off the timing. He's got a meal of this one, Pilly, but the spike's never been planted. Oh, no.
Oh,
I thought the spike got planted.
Match
Yeah,
point.
no, they didn't plant. Like, I actually kind of like that from Oasis. They tried to wrap spawn side because they knew that Full Sense was going to fight. Like, they read that well. There's too many whiffs. Too many whiffs from these players, not quite in the correct positions to deal with the blood pressure.
Thrifty.
And Full Sense, it looks like they're going to scrape this game across the line at the final bloody hurdle. Oasis are going to take a timeout. These are some of the timeouts, though, that, like, to be honest, like, what do you even say? Like, I don't really think there's that much to really fix for Oasis. I think their attacking side has been great. They just need to make sure that they get all their ducks in a row on this one round, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been the same for both sides, where the defensive side has just been atrocious, horrific, whichever way you want to really call it. Like, we're not really having some good proactive informational gathering or layering for some good rotations. The shots are going a little bit wayward as well, it feels like. The fact that that round, there's a Thrifty collected on by Full Sense, I mean, it doesn't give just good confidence that the defensive side is still having some solid foundations. And if we get into an overtime position, it does feel like whoever gets the defensive side may very well win.
Could be the case. No ults to play with for Oasis. This is a pretty vanilla round outside of the fact that Opinion's won off of a Nightfall. Op out on the attacking side here. Zind. See where he takes that. Over towards middle. Look at Full Sense though. A complete change in the setup. This is what we talk about. The timeouts being a double-edged sword. They've got a big mid-trap ready to go here. And Zind is kicking his feet up on the table, just waiting for Full Sense to pull the trigger on this.
Oh, and you know QQ God is going to fall susceptible to this, just looking at the line. He's done it so many times.
Look at him figuring it out. Please pick me, bro. Give me a freebie. QQ has learned from his mistakes, though.
Well, you'd hope so.
Tripping.
A lot of stock in this mid play at the moment from Full Sense. 3 towards the link side.
Nice. Patience rewarded for Zind. Slatham even getting a pick in middle as well. This mid trap organized in the timeout for Full Senses. Absolutely torn apart by Oasis. Aggression already ready for it. Is Oasis all posting up in middle? They've been fed 4 picks in the middle of the map, and this is almost certainly OT.
I mean, I'm just kind of gobsmacked by the fact that you hear those shots echo out in towards mid as Full Sense there, and you just still decide to go for a peek knowing that the economy is flowing on the side of Oasis.
30
like,
seconds
surely
left.
you've just got to have the recognition that it's a trap play, a bait play. It's a very common thing in this game. Baiting shots of a Vandal, a Phantom, whatever weapon it is for an operator that's posted on the line. That's where your IGL or just a team needs to really mention it.
Well, Laz, we loved you in Zeta Division, but I don't know if we're loving you in this 1-on-4. Paradise held in by Marky when it should be needed. Tesseract picks up the pieces. 12-12. Oasis looking to push us to
Switching
a third
sides.
map.
Overtime.
As we head on
Station is
into
for M.
overtime. Oasis, they've had more than enough time to think about how to play defense a little bit better.
Last player
And I dare
standing.
say that they are guaranteed that attacking side around in OT, if I was to guess.
I mean, the thing is, they're riding on the back of that momentum as well from that attacking half, right? So it doesn't really matter in my mind that they flip onto the defense. They're playing on the better feeling at the moment too. You know, it's been a hot minute since Full Sense would have felt some comfortable scenarios in this map, and that can definitely play a result in a first round of overtime.
Big momentum for Oasis here, 100% right. They're really feeling themselves. They're reading the game very well right now. So, in a rifle-on-rifle round, hopefully Oasis is going to come up with something a little bit better for Full Sense. If I'm thinking back to the end of regulation, I'm remembering that Oasis found the most amount of my air conditioning groaning at me, but also they found the most amount of success getting the op on those info lines or getting picks with the op from Zeus in middle or over in the mains, right? So I think for Full Sense, that's something I've got to be switched on about, especially playing double E. I don't want the Neon with me out of glass cannon op and ripping me to pieces, even if that's not what Oasis look to be going for here.
Well, let us see if we're going to be having the first round on the defensive side for Oasis here, or if Full Sense are just going to recognize that, yeah, we suck on defense. Let's just go back to what's working and look to...
take a timeout 60 seconds ago. Yeah, guys, we suck on defense.
Yep.
Let's just wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. That's probably what they did in the Z11 game as well in overtime. We've been here before, guys. Don't worry.
Big stack. Paranoia inside of main. Zeus for 2. It's a perfect read for Oasis. Sephiroth given a consolation pick to trade at least one back, but it's a man disadvantage for Full Sense.
Like, where was all of this in the guts of this map? Bringing it out in the overtime. Now you're going to have to pick it up as Full Sense.
I love this for Oasis. It's just a centralized setup. Quite happy to just look at B main there. All of the boys playing together with the man advantage. The Cypher's dead. Flank is wide open. This is fantastic.
Yep. Vice Util as well. They all have to go through. If they 1, 2, 3 the shear, they've still got the Thorns and the Flash. And the quick link play too.
Love that. Oh, I just love
Why are we stepping in the Thorns so much? Oh yeah, Oasis are putting themselves on the pedestal to close this map with this round right now.
For sure.
That's spike,
the
Wings.
defensive round they were looking for. The attackers.
Go get that flash.
Kind of feels like a
30
foregone
seconds
conclusion,
left.
Maybe.
Feel like you got to go get that flash back. You need everything that you can as QQ God here. 2 away from the Thrash. And this pocket position is the wrong one for Sephiroth. I mean, just the numbers for Oasis start to play together as a team as well. Need to see QQ God do something with Apinia. There's a C's available. Speaking of, that's what actually catches Apinia.
Get peeked off the back
Last
of that.
player
That's a
standing
very
down.
nice little dink from Slatham there. QQ gets cleaned up. Oh, Marky getting the half going, and Tesseract finally able to clean up the opposing fade. 13's up for Oasis. Another really nice round. I'm not gonna lie, like they're a set
Switching
horrible,
sides.
but I'm really
Match
thinking they're
point.
good right now.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they are playing it at the moment is looking a lot better. You know, the whole first half, though, I feel like to wake up and shake off the result of Ascent, not gonna lie. But that defensive round is going to be a very important one, and we know that for Full Sense on this defensive side, they've had some problems around mid, right? They've had over peaks and non-commitments into these chokes. I'm seeing a world in which Full Sense right now as well, another spot where they're just not going for any forward plays.
First time we've seen activity in middle here for Oasis. Nice and early on. Prowler dealt with, which is going to be a big cue to Opinia that Oasis is taking a little bit more space in middle than normal. Once again, Full Sense will respond by walking into A main. Spotted out by Sin, but not fast enough. Both Sephiroth and Potter combined through the wall to take him out. Now a man's advantage here for Oasis. Held straight out of count by a relay bolt and a seize. And there's a big tell that mid is dirty now as the trip goes down.
Oh, this is going to get spicy at the moment. There's a lot of heavy lifting that QQ, God, and Laz need to do on the back of this utility. The camera is revealing the information, though, but it's the spawn wrap. Tesseract, you've been sensational in your multi-fragging ability at the moment. You do weather the bullets in that fight, and it splits the priorities as well of the guys on Full Sense to where the action is happening around. Where is Slatham to help Zeus there? I can't believe that one, Pilski, but it's a 1 versus 2. And Marky has to clutch this one up, and he's caught with util. We go again.
Go. Shortcut.
Credit to
Switching
Full Sense,
sides.
that was quite a nice
Overtime.
got active in A main. Picked that lurker that has given them problems holding a line before. Didn't honestly kind of looked like his eyes were on the radar there. Maybe he's thinking about when to put up the wall.
Enemy remaining.
Trying to play off the pacing of the rest of Oasis in middle and towards watching his crosshair. But sometimes the downside is lurking out there on the Viper. But Full Sense back on attack now.
An Odin out for Tesseract.
Bring them
See how
down.
that one's going to be pivoting around.
Yeah.
Might catch you a little bit off guard.
Go.
It's going to be quite powerful for the B spam and the A spam, actually, when it comes to a retake, if it comes to a retake.
Sin, once again, getting bullied from the 1v1 angle on the defense this time. At least will live to tell the tale and be able to continue to cycle up that wall. But past a Viper wall, he's probably not going to be doing much in this round on 20 HP.
I mean, Slatham has them lineups as well on the Vice to drop the Thorns at the front choke of B, so had a little bit of assistance in that regard. But now, mid-rounding approach for Full Sense, similarly for Oasis. Where do you want to start to pivot your forces? Towards the Alpha site, where there's a bit of a stacking and some big crossfires, but we're getting antsy in Link.
Oasis turning their attention to Link. Reactive utility from both sides. Paranoia, Relay Bolt, and Fast Lane. Full Sense heading straight into Tesseract. It's a huge lineup. And now
30
Full
seconds
Sense
left.
limping through this round. 30 seconds to go. 2-on-4. Zeus has slipped into the tight short corner. There's still 2 players ready to swing on into this contact. There's no way you can
player
finish them.
standing.
Surely not. And needs to slide through from Potter. Punish as well, Oasis. Oh my lordy.
Switching sides.
I really feel like the
Match
team
point.
coordination on this map is so much better for Oasis. Really, it feels like Full Sense are making a call and they're scrapping around. Like the fact that you're calling with 30 seconds to go and you're repositioning to mid, all lining up there on an angle that no one was already watching. No one was already seeing if any util was there. They just all, you know, do not expect, you know, a player to be there. It's what you can't see doesn't exist in their mind at the moment.
Tech timeout for Oasis. Just need to nudge this one across the line on their stronger half. Attacking side has usually gone quite well for them. They've had very similar pacing the entire time. Got to keep in mind, post-tack timeout before Full Sense did prep themselves a mid-trap, so just need to keep that in the back of your head. If you're Oasis, be wary that Full Sense could cook up a bit of a devious plan, but they've often been playing slow enough to kind of wait out any little gimmicks that Full Sense might try to throw at them.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And again, it comes, you know, back to the old faithful that we've seen on this map from Full Sense on that defensive side, right? It's them not taking space, getting early informational reads. They get a couple of, you know, picks here and there for sure, but Well, ultimately, it's been Oasis with the big grouping together after a bit of slower play in the very beginning. This feels like to me it's going to be faster for Oasis, though, to this B site.
So many players here for full sense. Got a trip.
I'm out of
Got a
here.
fair bit of reactive utility. It is a low trip, so the Prowler will not clear that. Zeus should hear the trip. In fact, he does. The Prowler goes over the top of him, and he's the one to deal with it. Cam up over the top. As sees several players scaling up to the side. Tesseract but gets that player from on high. That is incredibly quick from Zeus. Beautiful stuff on the Neon. And Oasis folding that B site like a plastic bloody chair.
Operator for Potter and Opinia as well to see what they can do. That smoke is just going to provide problems at the moment. And high-low set a big focus onto this choke. There is no way that you're getting in towards this one. This is a GG just there. 15-13 over towards Oasis. The positions as well at the start of that round for the guys on full sense. I mean, a paranoia and util that goes in that is very...
And if it's not used throughout the map, it's going to be used for some very strong side executes.
Yeah, of course, we'll throw it back towards the choices in this map and series as well, right? This is where the deciding to go to a sunset was from Oasis. They chose to ban Icebox, which means that Full Sense get to choose what side of the map that they want to start off on, and it's Full Sense electing to start on attack.
Cam over towards this A side of the map. We'll spot out probably the Neon and the Sova here. And the rest of Full Sense looking to head towards B main into the Cypher on that side of the map. Slalom, he's had his rough times holding certain sites by himself on defense on Sentinel for Oasis.
Yeah, but I think the thing for Full Sense is they have to be a little bit more proactive about these traps, right? Because they're running the Fade instead of the Sova to destroy them. Any of these traps that are generally shock dartable ones, you're playing on the back of those, and they're quite powerful, so I won't mind some deeper traps a little bit later on for Oasis. As currently Pilski, it's Full Sense, all 5 in towards the site.
Paranoia, Fault Line, and Haunt to secure the site. Nice open flank. Oasis organising themselves on the execute here. 2 Dark Hunters ready to go. Paranoia, Relay Bolt, they've got the whole kit and caboodle ready to go. Flood potential going to be there, as you do have the Yo ready to throw in a flash or 2 as well. 5-on-5 retake. Oasis playing in the site. Oasis lining up for Opinia though. He's going to hold down from right in towards Market and pretty much take out the whole team by himself. Potter cleans up the last one. And, you know, I was building up for a big retake from Oasis where they dump all their utility and then things get scrappy, but that does not happen at all.
You're talking about the kitchen sink essentially getting ready to be thrown into the thing, right? But the faucet's blocked. There's no dripping water. Opinia is absolutely destroying everyone coming out of the market.
Yeah, there's a big gap there. Like, that is a pretty standard position, guys. That should definitely have been hit by something. There's no way you should be allowed to just kill 4 people from that position.
For sure. Big investment coming in towards this round, though. Look at it. Vandals, Phantoms, Bulldog, Single Ghost. Set yourself up for a good bonus round as well if you can hold on to all of this come the next round.
Unchecked in this corner. Does get a double right click out on the bottom, but that's where Laz with only the Ghost will be able to just throw away. And you're not too bothered.
Spike down, B.
Goes 1 for 1. Opinia ready for Tesseract to scale. Won't end up happening. Sephiroth defending the market cage.
Last player standing.
With
One enemy remaining.
Bit of damage coming together here into a 1-on-1 somehow. That got far too expensive for Full Sense.
I'm talking about going in with all these rifles and being able to retain everything into the next round. They're blocking each other, and it becomes a problem because they start to actually lose their lives as well, right? You're going in for a reload out in the open, you're trying to hold your A key to run left, and you've got a teammate blocking you. You can get quite frustrated in these little moments, so you want to see them be a little bit fixed up for Full Sense continuing on. And now this bonus round looks a little bit more potential for Oasis.
Yeah, a little bit
easier. The Outlaw in play. Yeah.
I'm out of here.
A lot of light armors, and you're right, the Outlaw could be huge for Zin here. He will get some action. Over on Market side, does get hit with a fault line. Marky pops a face full of that Bucky. Quite enough to clean him up. Double team top mid from Sephiroth. This guy's this is absolutely psychopathic, but he can't clean up Marky.
Just need a body shot to be able to polish him off there. That one is a roughie. You got to be hitting those shots.
What's the rest of Full Sense doing, bro? Sephiroth sent it into spawn, and none of them were even ready to do anything off the back of that. Like, what's going on
Potter
right
as
now?
well, not sliding in towards the market, but it felt like he wanted to get the double slide, like the slide in. There were 2 chances that he tried to, and he just didn't click the button. They do have an advantage, though, in numbers over towards this A side if they're able to dispatch those Tesseract. They're not looking to swing together, are they? Oh, well.
There, take them!
Yeah,
Gotta go.
Tesseract
Gotta
dealt
speed
with
up.
Where are you?
Apinya gonna clear out the site with the horn. Marky is still low. Here. Fault line out onto short. Dodged nicely by Zin. Spike still hasn't gone down just yet.
Well, it starts to. That
Spike
cage is going to
planted.
allow Zins to reposition, actually, at the moment. Use this outlaw to good premium potential. I feel like there's a bit of misplay in this round from Full Sense, but that is a sharp shot from Apinya, 2-2.
QQ's only got a stinger. If anything, I'd love to see them swap.
Last player
Locked
standing.
in right now. Slather takes his head off. Not that that was even.
One enemy
Marky now
remaining.
very low. Will go down to QQ, who does pick up the rifle. Slather does secure the half. He's got a big HP advantage over QQ here. The jiggle is good enough to get Slather off of the spike, but that's where he walks out wide and catches QQ off guard on the jiggle. Round secured by Oasis, but it cost them a lot.
Yeah, it costs them a lot, but it feels like QQ God should be winning it in that position as well, despite the HP, right? Just keep on going for those jiggle peaks instead of the jump spots, not even anticipating the wider little wrap in those spots too, when you know that time is of an essence and a crucial factor. Feels a little bit sloppy to come through from QQ God. But
Last
also
player.
in that fact, right, sloppiness from the flip side. That was the first round of rifles to come through from Oasis, and they're only surviving with 1 at the end.
Into a swing round now then. Both teams going to be pretty broke if they lose this one. Progression smoke up onto short there. Potter creeping out onto the line. There are 3 players here, but no one's really ready to support Zeus on the judge line here until Tesseract has a Guardian in hand. Sephiroth posted up, as is Potter. Oasis hitting the deck very easily there. Potter with the reactive shot. They weren't ready for the third, but they didn't need to be.
For sure, and the remaining 2 players are at the B side at the moment for Oasis, so this is how you doing? Let's have a chat, figure out what's wrong. We don't need to call a timeout.
Spike planted.
Very well navigated from Full Sense. Yeah, a couple of those jewels that honestly feel really level-headed in the way that they're approaching that, right? Together as a team.
Just a dry contact up onto those elbow lines and just holding the correct angles, having each other covered. It wasn't anything special from Oasis, and it didn't from Full Sense rather, and it didn't really need to be.
Yeah. Hunt is on ever so slightly. Just got to be a little bit careful about the judge. If you lose a gun, then...
Stealing sight.
One enemy remaining.
Pinya's got it
All good.
guarded nicely. Slather gonna pop his cage and mark it. Just listen for anybody scaling on over there to try to keep himself safe.
That actually gives Laz neural theft too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get that excited about a neural theft, but it can help you not walk into the saddle on this like anti-half-fly kind of
One
thing.
enemy remaining.
Would end up being impactful.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier though as well, right? The fact that when you're not seeing a Sova on your opponent's side, you can put these trips a little bit deeper that they can potentially run into. Go for the kill trips. You know, shock darts to clear the common angle ones. Meanwhile, a bit of haste from Oasis to get this A main orb. And start to adjust elsewhere around the map.
Sense quite happy to concede the orb and just re-clear with the Prowler here. One way is getting cycled over on A main, but there's that Prowler going forward, and once again, Potter's just gonna again creep up onto this short line, pings for someone to hold elbow for him.
Well, keeping interest towards top mid with that dark cover. Play spot from Tesseract and flood in together with the team if he does find anything. That dark cover actually gives you an idea as Full Sense that Oasis have no real business in forward positions at the A site, right? These sort of timings, those dark covers may be a little bit more towards where the space that they've got. Should be an easy taking onto the A site for Full Senses. No one's home, and then I mean, for Zeus, just see what damage you can do with the Phantom.
There.
Yeah, I mean, Oasis were just, they had the Cypher set up on B. They were holding the mid trap for ages, and Full Sense goes for the path of least resistance. This is where Oasis are going to do their best to try to flood on into this side. A little bit of reactive utility, but it's not really doing them too many favors. Great blindsides with Zeus sliding in. Open Cypher getting a lot of work done. And speaking of sliding, it's enough space for at least Mark one back. The trap
enemy
on
remaining.
short from Sephiroth. Good until he pulled his TV out there. Very winnable for Slather now. Potter slams him through the cage on elbow. Crisis avoided, but it got far closer than it should have.
They're a mess
Oh,
over
absolutely.
there.
And all the damage that's been found as well permits Oasis to be having 4 ultimates, nearly 5 with Xin, 1 away from the Dimensional Drift in this next round. This can start to propel you for a defensive side or two. Reset the economy as well. They got a little bit close, right, with the utility coming on in, and even at the end of that, when you've got the Omen and Sephiroth getting this kill, trying to shroud and step away immediately, it gets bloody close.
Not a chance for Oasis now. Zeus with the op-out. Over on elbow side, there's been a lot of contact play in that part of the map from Full Sense, so I think posting up with an op is making a lot of sense to me right now.
Eventually on this attacking side, I'd love to see the standard kind of fast neon play where you get the Cypher cage thrown to the door and you just sprint on in and try to dislodge your opponents. Love when a team does come out with a little set market B-split play like that. I want to know if Full Sense do have that up their sleeve, because currently as they are pushing up towards mid, it feels like a bit of a sticky spot. Oh, the spray.
Sephiroth barely keeping himself alive there. A lot of space taken in middle. Tesseract trying to keep that in check as Potter plants himself towards top mid. Completely surrounded, but still goes unchecked. Now ripping the overdrive. Dimensional Drift reply coming out of Xin. Trying to find out exactly where he's set the position, but it's not really helping them too much. He gets cleaned up. Sephiroth's got 2 on
Spike
spawn
planted.
side, and the neural theft will reveal that Zeus can do nothing about this B side take. This round's over.
Oh, Potter has just been set up for success by Sephiroth there, hasn't he? Smoking off the other angles for him to have confidence in the peeking.
Wow.
And Potter will close as well as open in this map. He put himself in the right spot to dodge
Remember,
anybody
bullets
from
hurt.
top mid, anybody from spawn, anyone from Boba,
Gotta
and
go.
peeked in at the right time. That is gorgeous.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many places where he could be standing in the incorrect spot with that many players posted on him. But he chooses the only spot where he's going to come up with huge impact for Full Sense there. Timeout for Oasis. This defensive side really not looking great for them. Felt like that round they were trying to react to what Full Sense have been doing for a number of rounds, and Full Sense hits them with, you know, the Gen G special big split up through top middle, but with some bit of different pacing. You know, the Neon was planted there for quite a while due to the disruptive utility you got out of Oasis. There was a Paranoia and a Blindside, a Recon Bolt that confirmed the Neon was there. I think they just thought that Potter would respect all of that util and go back into middle and wrap through market, but it wasn't the reality of the situation, unfortunately.
Well, timeout to try and figure things up now as Oasis. Another kind of position where in the first half on that defensive side, things are getting the better of you. Is it going to be another case like the last map, Pilsky, where it's just a bad first half, you flip it on over, you got some really good identity plays over on that attacking side, and we go OT again? Or is it going to be back to norm, like map 1 in Ascent in Full Sense, just, you know, hit a couple hole-in-ones?
So far, so good for Full Sense.
Gotta go.
Another chance at an anti-eco. Not much on offer here for Oasis. Sephiroth's got the Outlaw. Stand up but the Recon Bolt. But seeing Omen bottom middle is not very helpful.
I don't really think it's pretty scary at the moment either, right? Full Sense are just playing a little bit more of a default for the very beginning, and you're starting to just acclimatize to the adjustments. You got an eco to come through from Oasis as well, stacking 3 on A, stacking 2 on B with a forward cam, hopefully to put Zind on a comfy spot with classic, by the way.
I feel bad as Zind. You know, Slather's telling him to scale up, sees nothing from the cam, and it's the worst possible timing for him. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Potter avoiding the trip thanks to the Prowler, knows that he has a second or two to slip through, which is exactly what he does. Side trip there. Should have been spotted out by Q. You can tell this Phantom was trying to play off of that. Out comes the relay ball at the overdrive from Zeus. Hold on. Oasis are starting to crack back into the site. Opinion cleared up as well as with nothing to do. Stuck in B main, spike down on the side. Sephiroth is going to TP over to pick that up. And now you've got a potential pivot to A, but he's sticking around for more. And even though that neural theft, oh no, it was actually an attack with neural theft. I thought Frazzle would know where he was, but he stuck around and was able to at least keep it interesting.
They both use the neural thefts, I believe.
God, really?
I think so. I think we might have just missed that. Everyone revealed each other at the same time. It is from the shadows from Marky. Completely unexpected, you would assume. Laz, oh my god, he might actually be saving this around the tap. Can Marky do it? The running, the sprinting on out. You know he's off. It's 1v1. It comes down to the timing here. You feel that Laz has got him. What a recovery for Full Sense.
One tap dirt nap handed out by Laz. 3 kills in quick succession to keep Full Sense alive there. Credit to Oasis, they were really coming back into that one.
Down B.
I thought that was good enough to get it done.
It had to be both neural thefts, actually.
Play with some low impact odds. Keeps Full Sense in the conversation. Double neural thefts, I believe, and then from the shadows to retrieve an unretrievable spike.
Their fears
And even the attempt from Marky with his from the shadows in towards the elbow corner as well to try to, swindle back the round. It's a bit unfortunate for Oasis. I feel like they're having the right ideas on how to navigate that eco. Feel hard done by for Zind, as you were mentioning. He's on the Viper or on this Duelist, just been belted as first death time and time again.
Big shove into B main from Oasis.
All timed the drone.
Heading up through top mid. Zeus has found Laz over on that B side of the map, but Sephiroth, that's perfect timing. 2 easy kills for him. Oasis felt like they were in a good position. You picked the Cypher, right? That's the lurker dealt with. Surely this round is going to be coming straight to you. But they were not aware that there was a gaping gap inside of middle. And Full Sense got this A site for free.
That's just really good timing, actually, to come on through when the drone is heard going through the top mid dark cover. And they, trade like ships in the night, right?
Yeah. It's something that these pro players do very intentionally. They are well aware that the drone going through the smoke, you get a black screen for half a second, and if you time it perfectly, you can really just slip straight past without the Sova ever knowing.
And then that's just the round. This is a save sim for the rest of the guys. Zeus.
Pro players hate him. This one small trick gets you around. YouTube thumbnail, some dude like losing his mind, looking absolutely mentally ill.
Some AI generated photo, most likely.
Legit. Bro, I hate this world that we live in.
It has such power.
They love it, you know. They're having a great time. Triple save for Oasis.
Clock ticking. Go, go, go.
Yeah, 100%. QQ God just max chilling in the backpack as well. Not even really setting up the team with the fault lines and the flashes.
That's what it's like to be a breach. Just, what do you even do, man? You're just like holding a fault line and throwing flashes out, and then you've got like some of the most cracked players on your team. Like, just
pretty much.
For you to do.
Well, Oasis not going to be able to pawn off some things here to get some extra cash. Going to be seeing what they can do with this operator and the phantoms that have been saved from the previous round.
I'm out of here.
Commanding space that Zind has actually found over towards A. So they should have a relative idea that it's either a mid-B split or a complete B end.
Off your feet!
It's aware that there's a deep camp. Rolling Thunder flushes out the side. Thunder will have to play retake with the rest of Oasis. Keep in mind that their retakes, their floods, have been very impactful. It's going to be a flood back in with the Hunter's Fury. And once again, Full Sense are getting folded. Potter, able to reply with one, does have control of market for the time being. Opinion has been very sharp, especially in these kind of
One enemy
has to try to angle a little bit, but not this time. Zig clears up Potter inside a market, and it's a nice 2-man crossfire to close that one out for Oasis.
Yeah, you got the Hunter's Fury as well. That really goes a long way for the defensive side in that round too. You kind of be licking your lips when you see that Rolling Thunder come in, knowing that that was your plan, that you're actually able to fully throw into the mix. You got your Paranoia pushback, you got your Trips working a treat, and the Hunter's Fury completely throws a spanner in the works for Full Sense, and they start choking a bit in the tail end. Still, money is flowing.
Spots out the Neon down. Sober sees the dart, so able to adjust accordingly.
Go, go, go.
Fault line. Once again, reactive utility. Full Sense really recognizing that that was a big crunch on through middle, and they will not be caught by it. Potter catches that dart, though. Great pair of hands on him.
Bring
Send
them
him to
down.
the Thai cricket team that doesn't exist, probably.
QQ God is bleeding a lot, though.
Potter's taking some damage as well.
Silence around. There is a Nightfall available for Opinia. Could roll that out in towards the site as well. See what you can maximize.
That's the vibe I'm getting. Full Sense slowly but surely working their way through elbow, anticipating Oasis to go for some kind of like set play.
Face
Only
your
the
fear!
spotted out there is a big false sense of security, but Nightfall straight across the side makes it very well known what Full Sense's intentions are. Oasis are positioned a little better though. Multiple players out on short, slipping through the
30
small
seconds
smoke, but
left.
Sephiroth is once again busting this round
Last
wide open.
player
Spike
standing.
drops so that he can TP over and pick it up and try to complete yet another clutch with a crazy From the Shadows play, Dion.
Well, it will be a absolutely destructive 1v3 if he's going to be able to do so. Not choosing to plant for market as well. I've seen plays like this position where you put yourself up on that very spot as, you know, your 10 spot and clutch it out.
That's a sheer start cover. Slows Oasis down for a little bit longer. Sephiroth playing in the open, able to catch Zeus on the cross, dodging the relay bolt, the recon bolt.
One enemy remaining.
Big position,
Oh,
beautiful
no way.
double from him to close it out. Oh my lord. This guy is way too good in the clutch.
Destructive, as I said, right? Destructive? It shouldn't be happening. What a play to come on through. Heads up from the squad as well when they recognize they're in a spot of bother. For QQ God, right? Just being told, or maybe even having the foresight to just drop the spike ahead of time, not go for a fight and wait, you know? If he has that challenge first and dies, that gives the opponents a little bit more time.
Had to cut him off. They're definitely yelling some gamer words after that clutch. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, if they were sitting across from each other, that's the whole stand up and sit down moment. Who's the best team in Thailand now?
Probably Talon.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't bad. Ups there for Zind. A little bit of a half buy around it. Oasis trying to keep this one interesting.
Here.
They're going to be kicking themselves after conceding that clutch to Sephiroth.
Oh.
But what can you even say, man? It's too good.
100%. Like, those are the rounds that you shouldn't be dropping. It wasn't even like they all kind of individually peaked one at a time either, right? Zeus was just a step in front of the team and they swung after it. Navigated very handsomely by Sephiroth. Now, see what they can do over in this little B fake. And if you're staying around as Zeus to get all the information, well, there you go. You've confirmed it, but it might be a bit of a double pump.
Ooh, speaking of pumps, that's what you do in Fortnite with a gun like this. A two from Zeus. Laz is going to reply with the neural theft of his own, reading the positions of Oasis, and now it's very obvious they've fully rotated
30
off to the
seconds
side. This is where the fake turns into the real, actual hit as they start to get these kills to get themselves into a
Oh, bro.
Last player
undeniably an
standing.
overextension from Potter. The same can be said of QQ God. And now Laz, too much to do. Surely he can't before. You're not Sephiroth, bro.
There just won't be enough time.
10 seconds left.
Okay, let's stop peeking. Let's stop. Beautiful. Nice spam inside the cage. Third for Oasis.
Yeah, a bit of an overheat from Potter, as you do say. I mean, the Cypher
Last
has
round
predominantly
in the
been at this
half.
B site time and time again, right? And you're not even sniffing out where those traps are. You get stunned by one, and then you still peek mid-stun, out in towards Boba. You just had a scan from Neural Theft that there were 3 players top mid. I mean, you've really misplayed that one as the Neon on Full Sense's side. Last round of the half, though, and I'm a little bit surprised that it is a timeout to come out in that. Maybe as Full Sense you're feeling that you need a 9-3 as a more than an 8-4 and use a timeout in the next half.
I guess it's how you... It depends how you approach these kind of games. Like, if this is for the kind of game where you're like... You're practicing a lot, and as a coach, you see these kind of issues where people overheat and give away advantages by over-peaking a little bit here and there, and then you see it occur in the game. You could take this kind of timeout at this timing to just remind them, like, Let's not overdo it, guys, in the XVXs, you know? Like, it might be a tactical timeout. Maybe they do just want to really scrape a 9th round across the line. But I think this kind of timeout really reads to me as a bit more of a mindset shift from Full Sense.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like this is going to be one of those games where if you're dropping this as Full Sense, it's kind of, what are you doing? But then you got to remember, there's a substitution in the play, and the substitution is not really doing too bad, I might add.
That goes there.
Correct.
Okay. Let's get set up.
I'll take him. I'll take him if I'm sharp or east.
Shortcut.
That's pretty good.
Well, QQ God just came from there, remember?
Make it stop. Stop poaching our players. Zeus had a little bit of a sprint down A main. Has a bit of a look. Doesn't see anything. But that is, unfortunately, not reality. Dry contact.
Yeah, got to give up the space as Zeus. You need some assistance. Your Omen Dark cover is going to potentially be late. So now the drone towards mid at the moment, but it's the recontact play in towards the side as well that you would assume is going to get the better of Zeus. Popping out in the overdrive. Has to get out of dodge.
It's there to punish him, though. The movements are just not there from Full Sense right now. Overdrive picked up by Potter, but they're going to make their way back to mid.
Oh, this really throws an informational problem over towards Oasis, who have already used the drone. The recon is just come online. Are you using that in mid as Tesseract? You are.
Full Sense in a weird
Here we go.
Overdrive. He's just going to follow the Prowler on in, leading straight to Tesseract.
30 seconds
Trying to
left.
thin the numbers on the cross through from Spawn. TP across, keep Sephiroth safe, and Full Sense dig their heels into the A site now.
Well, 4 versus 3 on the post plant. Zins can get the information from the dimensional drift, but you really need to see some extra assistance and delivery from Slappin and Marky at that point. A Paranoia available. Maybe they can use this to success.
You can read the setup, but can you deal with it is the question. Out comes the Paranoia. Zin popping out of the dimensional
player
drift. Does
standing.
get one with the shorty, but the rest of the team pulls around him. And Full Sense, no matter what you do, Yoriol or not, will secure a 9th round on this attacking side.
Switching sides.
Let's see if they can finally close out this series after the break.
Here we go.
Player standing.
Of course, they're going to need it yet again here on Sunset, though, Dion.
Oh, for sure. I want to see Tesseract get a little bit more involved in these battles because he's put up some good numbers previously, right? He's so far got 3 kills, which is what he got with that single Odin spray down in the middle of Corrode. Got to see a bit more from him individually.
Yeah. Zin pushed away in A main. Rotations coming out from Full Senses. Oasis group up into a
I'm out of here.
1-4. I thought they were just going to turn this into some sort of B split, but it doesn't look like they've made up their mind about what exactly they want to be doing here.
Well, I hope that they do soon. Give themselves enough time on the clock in case it goes the wrong way. Because if you went back towards Ascent at the start of the second half, it just didn't go their way either. It was pretty much just a closure from there on out.
Go.
Paranoia baited out onto this A main line. Drone traded for it. Those are the only 2 players on that side of the map, though. Trip keeping top mid safe, as well as Market. Full Sense just relying on the Cypher utility to keep mid in check. Still have 2 players committed to A. Cam clears out A, though. That's going to be a bit of a rotation queue, but this is where the execute from Oasis starts to come in. Full Sense tucking themselves into the back of the site. Opinion well aware that he's getting wrapped on
30
mid, but
seconds
still
left.
can't deal with Statham as the spike starts to go down.
4 versus 4. There's no flanks to coming out from Full Sense, but QQ God with 2 flashpoints. No fault line. Could just dump them in towards the middle of the site or towards main for the team.
Flash out.
Flash out from QQ. Connects with Marky on site. Relay bolt to clear out that right corner. More flashpoints, more util dumped out here by Full Sense, but it's doing a whole lot of nothing right now.
Anyone
the
else?
crossfires are holding for Oasis. Sephiroth has just not got involved in the action until he finally clears up
One
Slappin, though,
enemy
and
remaining.
this is where that's
Time
the
to
perfect
jump.
move from Oasis. You clear up QQ on backside
One
of the site,
enemy
and then you
remaining.
just play one at a time into this clutch. I'm very surprised Zid was peeking out there. It's good that he connected that shot, because that could have
Move
been
in after
another
I strike.
Sephiroth clutch for us.
That's when's it weak.
Oh, it could have potentially been, but I think you've hit the nail on the head. He's very disconnected from the action, expecting there to be a little bit of a later flank, especially when Baz does go down in towards the site, right? It is a general thing that some players may be waiting on the back of some of that Cypher utility to get a flank on out, but you'd already countered by that point in time the rest of the squad on the site, so a bit unfortunate for Full Sense there. Just narrowly missing out on that pistol round, but for Oasis, it's the start that they need to get situated on this attacking side.
Yep, plenty more work to do. Prioritizing the Rolling Thunder on the A main control. Very interesting.
Here.
Yeah. Let's see if it's going to work out for them. These rounds should be the gimmies for Oasis to just 100% if possible.
Refreshing these top mid smokes. See, Full Sense going for some kind of mid re-clear. Cheeky little trap with all of the boys. But Oasis not with a single player on in there. If anything, Slatham is just waiting for Full Sense to pull the trigger on that.
I gotta say, I understand the stack towards mid with all this util. But in this sort of eco position, revealing something as that here, wouldn't mind Full Sense holding on to it for a more important round later on.
Yeah.
So they think better of it anyways, which
I feel
to
like
my...
mid traps are just like super standard anyway, though.
Yeah.
The most obvious thing to do on the
True.
Last player standing.
That round was an anti-eco. Not much to tell you about that one, guys. Oasis are gonna get that spike planted. Go into the next round with most of their guns up.
An important bonus round to come through from Oasis Gaming. Not gonna lie, Pilski, you lose this one handsomely to the defenses of Full Sense when they've got the weapons in possession and the full range of utility, and you do start to wonder, is this where it goes haywire and be a little bit reminiscent of the Ascent scoreline? So I'm hoping to see some just good damage and still ideas around from Oasis. Chopping and changing what they can do with this double duelist set that they run in with too.
Multiple hits and a smoke. Looking to secure Potter.
They
onto
found
that
my
one
wire.
line in towards A main. And that's exactly what it's Trip thrown out there by Slatham inside of B main as
Time to
Oasis
jump.
secure control of that nice and early on, but it does actually get broken by Full Sense. So Slatham going to stick around, deal with that camp. Here is
Go, go,
the
shortcut.
from the safe side of the map. Going to push Potter off the line, which it does so successfully.
You hear a Guardian as well from him, so you know there's a little bit of a weaker play to come through from Full Sense here. Priority on a bit of the shields from Full Sense.
The aggression, beautiful double peek from Oasis. You could see that QQ God was holding a little bit of util, trying to potentially help out Potter, but he dies far too quickly for that to have any impact.
Oh, this is the timing as well, where you can see what Slatham can potentially do to keep some interest towards the
Whoa,
B
whoa,
side,
whoa.
right? You've still got protection in market from Trip.
I mean, this is looking like Corrode.
Yeah,
Not
legit.
gonna lie. Oasis picking apart this
30
defense
seconds
slowly
left.
but surely. Laz feeling the need to re-aggress in towards B main. Has been spotted out in the open. That's beautiful movement from Zeus and an even better blindside to follow up from Zin.
Spike
As soon as
planted.
they lose the first pick in the round, every other peak has just been individual from Full Sense. No depth to the defense. This is such a gorgeous bonus round to come through from Oasis.
Last player
Even
standing.
all 5 alive on the tail end of it.
Paranoid doesn't catch QQ, but that's where the good news ends. He's just going to have to save this rifle. Oasis, I'd love to see them do exactly this. This is perfect. They're going and on a bit of a scavenging mission over onto this B site. A bit BR-esque, seeing what guns they can pick up. Trying to walk away with as many rifles in this round as possible.
Well, QQ God might eventually get figured out as well in tiles here. Lots of players heading his way. It would be very awful if he does lose this and there's no fighting chance to get some damage and defend themselves in the next round. The hunt is on now. The timing is going to be favorable for him to survive. So he will die, or rather he will kill Zind, who will pick up the Dimensional. And having access to that on the attacking side, you know, proper rifle.
It can even just help you kind of streamline and deal with one of these sheriff rounds, you know? Rather
Yeah.
than just sending someone in as a money man or something like that. Just rip the dimensional drift and just make sure that you don't lose too much to the pistols or potentially walk into a stack. That definitely work for you as well.
Oh, for sure. Just depends if he wants to use it or not. See what Potter can now do, being gifted the rifle as opposed to QQ God holding onto it. He can set it up quite nicely over at this A side of things.
Lovely.
They can't capitalize on the timing, but they do get the space.
That's a beautiful play on the Ori. One gate crash baits out the entire trap. Tesseract not switched on enough to convert that kill. Getting pretty deep into the third map here, starting to drift off a little bit, some of these players, I think. Cutting through.
Yeah, I mean, he put up a performance of, what, 24 kills or something on the Corrode map. He was topping for Oasis.
Well, continuing the good work. Potter has been throwing his
I'm out of here.
like you in the last round, by the way, and I thought was hoping he was going to put it to pretty good use. Surprised that he's even alive there and even ballsy enough to stick around, playing up behind the box here. If he goes unchecked, it could be huge for Full Sense.
Oh, the spike, though, is towards the A side at the moment, and that's where Zind is just holding down, but they might not actually check him here, Pilski. It's just going to be a fake. He's dimensional drifting over towards A. The spike is there. It's a bit rough.
I
for
respect
Potter.
it, honestly. On a round like this, he waited for the round-winning
found my
play.
wire.
Unfortunately,
Spike
it never came
planted.
to him.
Yeah.
I'm right
See
here.
what the pistols are going to be able to do now. Zind is awakening. Zeus is awakening
Here.
on this attacking side. Those are going to be
One enemy
monstrous
remaining.
players to come online.
Really abusing this outlaw at the moment.
Can't blame him.
4 or 5 in the last couple are even in the versus the rifles. He got like 3 kills in that bonus. I feel like 2 or 3 kills with the outlaw.
Yeah. No, I absolutely can't blame him in how he's navigating this one, and he's just very quick to shoot as well. As we are now joined by the resident duck, and Potter will lose his life.
And that's another vandal picked up.
The dimensional fabric here is
Wanted
thick.
to just keep the outlaw. He could have picked up a bootlock there. If he wanted it, but he's vibing with the outlaw. In fact, he's maxing out of credits, so he's not upgrade.
Yeah. Well, Quack doesn't want to come and say hi, so for those out there,
Come on, bro. We need a play-by-play caster. That's the one thing we don't have here.
caster.
Time to step up. Let's go.
Oh, this is true. This is true. Well, we'll see. 9-7, it starts to get close. You're not destroying the economy of Oasis whatsoever. For a couple rounds at least. 19. Are we getting a timeout? No, we're all good.
4
Very
in a row
important
from
swing
Oasis.
round.
Like, look at this. 5+ K. They've got everything they need to win this game on attack right now.
Yeah, yeah. They can definitely corrodify their performance.
Short gun.
Zeus. Up towards short side. Haunt and Recon Bolt exchange from both teams. And now the drone will be the next line
There.
of attack. Spotted out there. In fact, they think it's just QQ by himself. He's the one to rip Zeus's head off, and the relay bolt will zone any chances of a trade from Oasis and secure the 5-on-4 here for Full Sense, which is quickly thrown away by Laz. Laz down the gap in the defense. Zind is somehow in spawn. What the hell happened there?
There's just a bit of a mess on tracking where the players are positioned currently, but Oasis still want to stick around this A site. You can't blame them. I do like the reapproach from Full Sense, but there's an opportunity for Slatham to pull the rug from out under them. Marky as well, and no one's looking at this spot. The spike plant's going down, and they just don't have the audibility for it. My jaw's on the floor.
I mean,
Enemy remaining.
Blades
Enemy
there.
remaining.
Tesseract able to trade. Sephiroth was so low. He was so low, but he's won another clutch for Full Sense.
That is a round of all time. I'm not gonna lie. The backwards and forwards when there's an open site for Oasis as well. I mean, you can't even blame them when they have Zin slot on in and he realizes that there's 3 players on the site itself. You're not expecting him to reposition back in towards spawn.
How did Full Sense get so bamboozled there? Slatham was top mid. Zind was
Both
in their
teams
spawn,
were.
and Oasis were tapping the spike on A and completely catching Full Sense trying to re-clear middle before they attempt to retake, which was never
Yeah.
even going to happen.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit more speedy-like over towards this B site, perhaps. But with the position of Tesseract, do you want him to play a little bit of late lurk? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. A new position for Setharos as well. I don't believe Full Sense have ever slotted someone in towards mid. I know Oasis didn't on their defensive side.
These are the kind of positions I actually love you playing with from the shadows. Like, I think it's not utilized enough just sitting on really hard one-and-dones. Like, right on Ascent, it's a perfect spot.
Go, go, go. Shortcut.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to sell fakes again as Oasis over towards this A site, bait out some of this utility, but with the fault line just coming back online for QQ God, they shouldn't be worried whatsoever over at this A site. Getting close.
And
that is perfect.
They finally caught them. Oasis have been working that timing on A time and time again. Full Sense haven't quite had the right responses, the right timing. But this time, they are more on top of it. Oasis now, very difficult 3-on-5 to navigate.
30 seconds
they will
left.
be given control of the site and the spike
planted.
That's about it.
Rolling Thunder as well for QQ God. You would assume that that is an angle of approach for this retake. You come in towards market, and you can clear the whole backside, front side. Camera confirming info.
One enemy remaining.
Yep. I mean, they have vaulted that site with the Rolling Thunder. It's exactly like you said. Fathom caught the side as well. That is clean as it gets in Full Sense.
5 alive as well. They're starting to chip away at that economy. You would hope to see soon enough, because there's going to be 2 rifle rounds still, Pilsky, that they have to play with. One of which, whether it be the next or the one after that, is going to be backed up by some of these extra ultimates, right? The Overdrive, the Hunter's Fury. So Oasis, they are not out just yet, but you can definitely see Full Sense putting themselves in a bit of a commanding position if they do get 12 in the very next round. 5 rounds of padding as well to try and close out this series.
2 rounds in a row picked up by Full Sense. The first round, I don't think you're necessarily kicking yourself about it. It's just another kind of clutch from Sephiroth where someone whiffs on Sephiroth, who has 26 HP, and he just hits that headshot because he's that bloody sharp. He does it every time. But that round's a little bit more worrying for the coaching staff for Oasis. They really did just get picked apart inside of A main, being a little bit too stubborn with the timing. It's something we saw them not punish for on Corrode, where they're just running the same attack default over and over again, and Full Sense didn't adapt. That's not the case here on Sunset. They are really starting to feel it out and punish it more.
The thing is, with that A play that comes out from Full Sense as well, it's the fact that QQ gets the fault line online kind of at the right timing, because the fault line is starting, the fast lane is starting to come on through, and no one on Full Sense is budging. They're not sold by the fact that the fast lane is doing everything from Zeus. So they hold the utility that they actually need to for the proper play, which is nice adaptations for Full Sense finally, as you say, figuring it out, the timing on that defensive side. But now, the timeout, it disappears. It's time to see if Oasis are going to still have some legs in this one, or if Full Sense are going to be finding that important map point.
Market door broken. Pressure on the middle of the map. Haven't seen this kind of timing from Oasis. Zin just slipped the net, crept straight into market, and Full Sense replied by taking B main.
Well, this is probably how he spawned last time, or something along the lines of that. Now we'll see what he's going to be able to do when they lose or slap them. It's going to be an angle for the A side and a neural theft. Now they dig it up. Now they know that he's towards the spawn spot.
This is sad news gone worse for Oasis. Oh, I like this though, Zeus. Slipping all the way up through short. Nightfall hits absolutely everyone on Oasis, bars in, but Full Sense are aware of his position. Anyway, did spot it out from the neural theft. Laz will keep him in check, and this is the second time we've seen Oasis in an unwinnable 3-on-5 in as many rounds.
Full Sense have a good bird's eye view on this round at the moment, soaring high. Now they just need to make sure that they don't lose it, don't lose sight on where they're closing out to this A site. The attempts to put another round on the board for Oasis, and Tessa, if he starts to step on up, they might be able to find some victories here. Advantage for Oasis as the spike goes down. That is awful from Potter. This is a 3v5.
Full Sense have completely cooked that. They had Oasis completely pinned in. Laz spotted out on the flank. Might have to be yet another massive clutch from a player on Full Sense, but Oasis not really giving him too much. Zeus turtling in towards Gen. Smoke on elbow. Marky playing on spawn side. Paranoid doesn't catch Laz, but will push him straight into Zeus. It's actually Marky to swing out on the timing and win the round for Oasis. Full Sense, you have really got to be asking some serious questions about how they played that 5-on-3.
they cooked themselves, to be honest with you. They had the 5v3, they had the advantage, they knew that their opponents were short, they smoked them out, and that smoke gave them enough little stalling where you've got no one playing, you know, up from platform to spot that they're getting ready for a repop back towards the site.
They outplay Potter on the site, fair enough, but QQ is just, what is he doing on spawn? I think he's trying to set up for Potter to slip through the smoke and multi-frag, but Potter just lets him die and then pushes the smoke after and dies for free. That is not the quality of gameplay that we expect from a team leading the Challengers points right now in ChallengersSEA.
I'll tell you what it is. It's QQ God Gecko from Corrode rearing its ugly head yet again.
They just picked this guy up. We can't be playing like this with opinions playing like this from the bench, bro.
Yeah,
like, I expect QQ. You know, I've been casting him since before Valorant came out. This guy is OG in the Thai scene. He has been around for more than long enough to know that he should not be playing like that.
We all have rough days in the office, but not as rough as this. Positionally, aim-wise, got to pick it up just a bit. 11 to 8. Well, there is another buy that can come through from Full Sense. You've got the overdrive as well. So they'll be thinking about that in their heads and what they want to do. But, I mean, just still around in the previous that shouldn't have ended the way that it did, really.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, Full Sense have done a great job in the opening portions of some of these rounds. But, yeah, man advantage situations really not played well. Comes down to just fundamentals drilled in practice, communication, you know? It really makes me question that timeout right before the 12th round of the first half where they threw away like a positional advantage and there was immediately tack timeout from the coach. Like that really, as I've watched more of this series, seems to be one of Full Sense's biggest issues is just positional play and communication and chemistry in the mid to late round.
Oh, timeout's going to fade away. Right now we're looking for gold for Full Sense. What they can look to do.
Oh, straight off the rip. In a mate. Zint gonna open this round right up. Almost catches Sephiroth as well. Potter trying to dive his way. I didn't even see where that was from. I think elbow or tiles, but he just runs straight into a trip. And
Potter runs through tiles.
Flipping the script.
Yeah. Potter just runs through tiles, walks in towards the trip. Slapham finds him to plant towards this B site. And I think you're maybe considering a save, I was gonna say, but with the way that the price is going on, 2 versus 3, Sephiroth is low.
Yeah, he was tagged up earlier. Dark cover can be deployed to B main, but it's going to take a long time to get back into this site, and they're going to use the util in the wrong positions. Fault line clears out all of that site. Sephiroth can make his way on over there, but that's not really helping them address the crux of the issue here. Is that the spike is ticking, and they're taking far too long to get involved. Sephiroth going to turn tail and hold on to his Vandal, but Zeus is hungry.
It is just like Corrode, where we have some real big defensive lapses. Some good, I think more importantly, some good ideas on the attacking side is the way to angle that that sentence, actually. Because Oasis, they just formulated some great plays.
They need a bloody ult.
Is IG yelling for Oasis?
One enemy remaining.
I would have said Tesseract, but I can't remember anymore.
Whoever it is, like, respect. These have been some great attacking sides. I don't remember what happened on Ascent. Let's just forget about that. But these other two
Ascent,
maps, gorgeous.
Yeah, Ascent didn't exist in the series at the moment anymore. That's way long ago. This is the back and forth that we were expecting in the series. Like, probably the first series, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Another timeout for Full Sense. See if they're able to tighten up some of these issues, because they are, let's be real, they are still very close to closing out this series. They have been front running all 3 of these maps, and would be pretty egregious for them to struggle to close a second map in a row here to get reverse swept by Oasis.
I mean, does it need to be another angle where they drop down to a Thrifty and they win that round to give them a little bit of saving grace, or not? Like what happened over on Corrode. We're getting into a problematic spot as well, where Oasis are one away from the dimensional drift. They've already got a couple of those other ultimates online, and on the attacking side, we've seen some good usage of the From the Shadows for the spike plays too.
I'm out of here.
Once again, big shove over A main, baits out a lot of utility there from Full Sense. Prowler not spotting out anything from Opinia, but they will still keep three players over here. Oasis now starting to pivot back towards B. Sephiroth and Laz are trying to keep them in the choke here. Drone back to kick deep into the site. I thought for Marky, but it's actually the dimensional drift to kick things off here.
I'm back. Information, seeing what you can do. Coming out of the drift at the moment, and you're just in the open.
Spike
Didn't
planted.
expect the opponents to be in towards Boba still. You scared them away from the site in its entirety. Full Sensor now situating for a big retake from Market from Boba. No flank. But look at what Test is doing. Disconnected here.
Wrapping around, he has the Hunter's Fury in the back pocket. Marky just needs to try to do as much as he can on the site here, running through the smoke. Only goes 1-for-1. Great trade from Potter. There's the Hunter's Fury from middle. He'll reveal the position of Tesseract. That'll at least clean up Laz. Straight through the smoke is Opinia. Dealt with by Zeus. Man advantage now for Oasis, and Full Set still haven't got a tap. What a shot from Potter. QQ in
One
the
enemy
open,
remaining.
spotted out rather by the recon bolt, and a double swing from Oasis secures a 10th round. This attacking train just does not stop chucking, man.
I am very surprised that Opinia has decided to go in towards the smoke, in towards main to try and catch them off guard as well, and that almost felt like a play that Oasis were expecting. I mean, you get the opening kill as Full Sense, you start to get the trades in towards the side as well. Like, why are we pushing into that and not getting someone on the spike first to at least get it half to give yourselves some options? All of these missed positions from Full Sense.
Another man advantage situation where they just
That they
get
drop,
given the
yeah.
opening pick, and also QQ God really struggling to shoot anything, a dart included, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sin creeping up on the line. Lucky is Potter. The bullets fired out of the outlaw doesn't connect with anything though.
How is he alive?
There.
He gets scanned, he pulls out the hands for the sprint, does nothing.
If they walk into the Bucky on this angle and die, I will leave you to solo cast this. Thank God. We've been sensible enough to clear that line. Well done. An advantage for Oasis.
You've got to contend with Opinia on this site and a QQ God with a stinger up close. I don't really think that instills massive fear at the moment. Now spotted on out. Paranoid as well. Blinded, you just destroying them.
Oh my God. He did his best.
One enemy remaining.
We all hope to see those
Spike
damn
planted.
buckets in the same position. Everyone's seen that Twitter clip. It's basically what got Neon nerfed in the first place.
Yep, the Danby Bucky 2 OP. 2 OP. This is Oasis again finding 11 on a deficit position, just like Corrode. So if we're following the story, it's to Full Sense, then to Oasis, and then we're going into overtime.
Spent
Stay
a lot
close
there
as
as well.
opposed to-
650.
that's right, the man's
full util already. Oh, we've gone into the replay. Paranoia and a second smoke here.
One enemy
Go
remaining.
down to that Guardian. Especially with the way that Zin has been abusing this outlaw. Alright, he's got everything he needs. He's just got light armor. Oh,
One
comes out to Zin.
TP. Only one TP.
That's fine.
Yeah, crucial round. Got a bit of a mid play to come through from Full Sense at the moment. See if it's going to be worth its weight in gold as Opinia. Just expecting that camera to come on down. But what do you want to do with this mid play at the moment? You've got the split decision from Oasis and a B site where there's no Cypher utility as well. If they recognize that there's nothing at the front of the choke, they can get in very, very nicely. The gun barrel for Slappin. He got down, looking for some more. He should get the shot. Imagine if he finds it.
Oh, Sid collecting a hell of a flick. Slathen somehow
No
still
way.
alive. Full Sense, they're just throwing caution to the wind. They're trying to make anything stick with a huge
One
kill
enemy
right from the
remaining.
start of the round, and not even that kill secured from Sephiroth.
30.
That is where the light armor versus a Phantom at that range is actually an issue. So that Judge Purchase does end up impacting this round at least a little bit. It would have been over anyway, let's be real, guys. My favorite thing about Laz saving right now is his teammate with his head in his hands.
It's like me at the moment. And these plays that are coming out on the defensive side of this whole entire damn series.
Ooh.
And Laz hold this guard.
Oh, what a blindside to set it up as well.
No.
Off the side of the bloody elbow window. That is gorgeous.
And look at what that does to the money of Full Sense as well. Quacker's giving me a thumbs down. He doesn't like it, guys. He doesn't approve. What a gorgeous round from Slatham, and for Zind as well, the bailout for it.
Quacker's a big Full Sense fan. But I'll tell you what, if we talk about Pacific talent right now, I think Mika Fabs would be smiling more at this point.
Throw Oasis against Team Secret and see who gets the spot.
Yo, I don't know, actually.
Time to jump.
As long as if Oasis only get to play attack, I'm 100% putting my house on them.
True. Hey, at least they're confident that they can close a map on the attack, right? Like, they've got that behind them. Get the lion's share of the heavy lifting done on defense as much as they possibly can. Feel 3-4 rounds, you're singing, you're laughing as Oasis when you move on to your attack.
Pressure on Full Sense. A lot of mixed bag of weaponry. A couple of Guardians in the mix. Laz has got a bloody shotgun. Doesn't want to be put into a retake situation. Potter, he is so deep down A main there. And he's lost his life.
Yeah.
In the penultimate round of the series here, Oasis with a man advantage, looking to break that top mid split.
Here we go.
Kick off a hell of a split into this A side. Good luck holding this one if you're a Pinya or QQ god.
I do like the fact that they do put themselves both in the elbow. It's going to force a bit of repositioning from Oasis to start to clear it, but it really comes down to the fact if Zin can find anything here, and he does get shut down. So now it's 4 versus 4. There's a lurk slotted in top mid as Tesseract for Oasis.
Yeah, you never put the Tesseract here.
Revealing area.
Lads for free. Gonna just buy time, try to be annoying, try to stay alive and play for the rest of the round. Apinya is still inside of elbow. They know that QQ was floating around short as well. Tucked deep into short is Slatham. That's going to be a problem for Sephiroth. The short players and the elbow player must activate first. That's Jen out nicely by the sea.
Oh.
Sephiroth and Apinya both
remaining.
connecting. Slatham and Zeus doing a little better though.
Gotta go.
QQ got faking out that he's going to get the half on Jen, but